You're listening to the Boxing Coalition.
And he just broke the guy's heart. The guy had nothing left, and he knew he couldn't last another 4 or 5 rounds.
Ricky Wars just smashed his soul.
What it is, let's get it.
Fuck that, this your test, niggas. You hear me?
Let's get it.
Go kick his motherfucker.
Get that motherfucker in there.
Let's see you do that. Little step back, bang, bang, bang. Little step back, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Try and stop it. Bang, bang. Here I come. Bang. You want to throw sometime? Bang.
Body shot. Boom, 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 boom. And go to the body. Kill that body. You took his nuts, now you gotta take his heart.
Yeah, take his whole soul away.
Yeah, get out of here, Gail. I'll see you later. Fight someone credible. Get out of here.
He was higher than a motherfucker. I'll tell you, he was stoned as fuck.
No, it's only a majority decision if there was an even score. There's no even score here. You're an official, right? You're an official of the state. Well, then you don't understand how to score.
Oh, my God.
Unbelievable. The crowd here on Fuego.
He's ready to be whooped, man. He's ready to be whooped. He's ready to be whooped.
Howard Foster has stopped it. Wow. That is going to be controversial.
But you really liked to stand toe-to-toe with him in the 12th round, even if you thought you won the fight. It was on. Did you like that? I loved it.
Hello, and welcome to the Boxing Coalition, a place to discuss anything boxing. We have a rotating panel of hosts that consist of Chemo, Mao Alpha, Cam, Daniel Lim, and MV Chu. If you want to have your say, call in on Skype. Just add Box Coalition and get involved in the show.
Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. My name's Cam. Joining me so far are Kevin Horn, Long Island's finest, and Ari Gold Boss. How's it going, fellas?
Good, man. What's up?
Chilling, man. Bit of a poor weekend in boxing, to be honest, but we got to move onwards and upwards. Let's start off with George Groves. Ari, what do you think of Groves' performance?
Not really impressed, to be honest. It was a good, like, he got the win done. You know what I mean? He got the job done, but in terms of how he done it, I was actually quite surprised with his tactics.
In what sense?
Yeah, Ari, I think it was a very flat performance too. He came flat. Maybe, I don't know. I guess this fight was some type of mandatory. He wins. He's lined up for Darrell next.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Yeah. So maybe he came out flat, a little tentative, because he just wanted to make sure he didn't get caught with anything stupid, and he didn't ruin that fight down the line. Where he can get a title, fight for a title. So that's something, as I was watching the fight, that I thought I saw, and coming off of 2 big knockouts, that's something that, I thought maybe played a role in it. But a couple of things I saw in this fight that I didn't see in the Froch fights, and obviously it's a testament to Froch, how tough Froch is Groves actually dug some body shots, threw a couple of uppercuts that I didn't see in his previous fights with with Froch. So, but very unimpressed.
I don't know. You say he fought that way maybe to just to get the win, but it wasn't like that in my opinion, because usually he's on the back foot or with an ambush style similar to what Booth taught him, but it's like he's kind of like giving up on everything that Booth told him, and he's changing his style completely. Like, I've never seen him fight like that really, where he's standing, keeping his feet, like tucking inside on the guy, kind of like inside fighting on the guy, and not really using his legs. And usually with Groves, he's using his legs a lot and feinting a lot, but we saw completely different Groves, and he didn't look good. That's what I thought anyway.
Yeah, and when I said flat, I mean like if I really liked the fight at like round 6, 7, and 8, where he had that inside fight in that I brought up and you were talking about, where they went forehead to forehead and shoulder to shoulder, and he would dig a couple body shots, throw an uppercut, and then take a couple punches also, and I saw all that, and but what I think he came out flat, maybe a bit nervous and a bit worried. There was a lot on the line coming off of 2 losses, and now, he gets this win where he's supposed to get a win. He gets a title shot, and I think like the first 4 rounds, he was just so underwhelming and very unimpressive, and it just wasn't the Groves I saw in the first 4 rounds against Froch in the two Froch fights. I think that's where it came. But you're right. He wasn't on his bike as much. He wasn't pumping the jab as much or committing to it as much. And it was more, the jab was just for him to step in, and then they engaged inside as well.
To me, the situation was I was speaking to Jack Captain, who's in the chat as well at the moment, but I was speaking to him.
That's my boy. Shout out, Jack.
Yeah, man, Jack's proper cool. But I was speaking to him, and I said this because I watched the fight today. Had a busy weekend, so I watched the fight today, and I said it was a very one-sided, close fight, if that makes sense, because the fight, Groves wasn't winning decisively each round, but he was just kind of steady chugging along and just doing what he needs to do. He was using his jab really well, but like Ari was saying, he was standing in the pocket a bit too much and not using his feet as we've seen him use previously in previous fights. And like Ari mentioned again, I almost think he's stuck between maybe two styles. He's kind of stuck between what Paddy's trying to kind of implement, and he's stuck between what Adam Booth implemented into the years they were working together. So another thing I really noticed is he kind of headhunts a bit too much. I know Rebrasse had kind of long elbows and he was tucked up well, but he had a high guard. So go to the body, let him try and drop his hands a bit, and then go to the head. He just goes for the head too much. He doesn't go to the body enough for me. But we got a few callers on the line. Let me get to Lukey first because he called first. Lukey, you're on the line.
My bad, I was muted.
Cousin Luke.
No problem, man.
What's
How you doing,
good,
Lukey?
My cousin KH.
What's up, man?
Everyone's
What's
cousins.
good? That's my light-skinned brethren. But
your bud hairline brethren.
For sure. I didn't watch any of those fights, man. I had to spar, and I actually got nervous because what's it called? I couldn't remember what I was doing on Saturday for 5 minutes, and then I'm like, oh shit, I was sparring. So that's not a good look. But
that might have been too many headshots, man.
Yeah, I did a 10-rounder. That shit was no bueno, man. But did George Groves look good? I saw him wearing a little a funny outfit. He looked like a 15-year-old backstage.
Yeah, we were kind of discussing. I didn't see the backstage stuff, but in my opinion, he didn't really look that good. But Rebrasse was a bit of an awkward opponent. But let me get to because you didn't see the fight, Lukey. Let me just get to Monaco 78, and who's in the chat, but he's also on the line because he was at the fight, and I want to kind of get just a bit of info about the atmosphere and stuff. So Monaco 78, aka Leon, are you on the line?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. The atmosphere was amazing in there, really good, and I was surprised because the undercard was fucking shit, and but people were really into it. He's got a big fan base there. People were really into him, but I didn't think he looked very good at all on Saturday. He came into the ring looking like a skeleton in the flesh, he looked so drawn at the weight. I thought he's just a light heavyweight now. He's boiling himself down. He must be having to lose a shit ton of weight just before he goes into the ring. But he had no game plan. I wasn't impressed at all. And I like him, so I was disappointed.
Yeah, on the TV, the atmosphere looked popping. Every time he put some...
I was pissed, I'll be honest. I was pissed, just throwing abuse at Froch and Bellew most of the night. But, Froch looked scared to be in there, He looked proper shook. He was getting a lot of abuse from the crowd. It was great. I really enjoyed it.
What did you think about Groves kind of calling out Froch for the third time and saying, let's do it again?
I felt embarrassed, and I just wanted, as soon as he started talking, it was just, you wanted to get out of there. You just felt for him. Just made himself look stupid.
Yeah, it wasn't the cleverest thing to say after, the second.
Yeah. And then I got back and I listened to Froch just being an arsehole again he shouldn't do punditry, he's a wanker.
Nah,
it was a great atmosphere. I'll definitely go back and watch him again. But I don't see him beating Anthony Terrell at the moment in the next fight. If he fights him next, he loses.
You don't?
No.
I see. That's the thing.
Where's the power? The power is gone as well.
I think Anthony Terrell is his ceiling. I think Terrell is a guy that I'm not saying he would definitely win, but I think that's the highest level that he'll be competitive against.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I think that's.
I'll say he wouldn't beat him with that style.
Yeah, that style. Well,
Sorry,
what style? The mixed up crossover style. He doesn't know what style he is.
The style we saw, we saw on Saturday. I would say against Darrell, I don't see him beating him.
But that wasn't a style, was it? It was like a half-baked style, stuck between two places.
Yeah, I don't know.
But Ari, you think maybe a reason why he went back to basically going, head to head and shoulder to shoulder on the inside was, because he kind of gassed in those two fights on Froch. As great as he looked when he was, moving and
maybe
sticking the jab and 1-2, is he capable of doing that for, more than 6 rounds? Because those two Froch fights, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, but he still looked like he kind of gassed again here.
He gassed.
He didn't really gas out, but he was definitely on his way to gas him.
Yeah, you're right.
Like in the corner, they'll tell him, you're not tired.
He looked hurt a couple of times.
I didn't really see him get hurt, to be honest.
There was one in the fourth where he definitely looked hurt from where I was sitting, and that guy can't punch for nothing.
Yeah.
Like MV2 said,
the guy after the seventh round, the punches were having no effect on the guy. Yeah. I wasn't impressed.
Yeah, I was disappointed, but let me get to Dan. Dan, you probably didn't see this fight, because you don't watch European boxing, do you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I actually did watch it, because ever since you guys put up that great website, or our website rather, I decided to watch every single fight that that was up in the predictions league. So I did watch it. Like MV2 said, that it's Rebrasse. What's his name again? The Frenchman?
Yeah, Rebrasse.
Yeah, he's a French tickler. I don't know. Do you guys think Groves might have gotten his soul snatched?
I have thought that, to be honest. With his performance, I thought maybe Frutch has took something out of Groves. Maybe he's cracked his chin or something, or he's just took his confidence, because that didn't seem the same kind of positive George Groves that we've seen in the past.
Yeah, that's why I said about being flat in the first 4 rounds. Like
the way I look at it is, if Darrell can take Sakio Obika's punches for 2 full fights, he's going to be able to take Groves' punches, and I think Darrell would beat him pretty easily.
You think you beat him easily, Dan? You don't think that's a competitive fight?
No, just based on activity, man.
Okay.
I don't really see Darrell doing much. I mean, I don't see Groves doing much, man. Like you said, he gasses out by the 8th round of most fights, it seems like. And I'm not saying Darrell is top level, but he's still a guy who's proven. And I don't see Groves being able to do shit, because I thought he looked awful on Saturday. So
yeah, I semi-agree with you, Dan. I think Groves would lose to Darrell, but I don't think it'd be easy. I think it'd be a semi-closest fight, but he has to do something about that stamina issue.
But the thing is, Cam, wouldn't you say Groves' biggest asset is his power?
It is, and I was surprised he wasn't letting his right hand go as much.
In this fight.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Where was that power?
It disappeared. It's a myth.
So if he does fight Darrell, and he can't get Darrell's respect, what is he going to do?
Nothing. He'd get knocked out inside 9 rounds.
There you go, my friend. That's what I think.
Know. So Monaco,
I hate saying that, because I love a British fighter. You know me. I hate to see that happen. But
you rep your flag like Ari.
I'm a flag, but yeah.
Yeah, but you're honest. You're honest.
Yeah, and I think I might be a little biased with Groves, because he's part of the Hairline Posse as well. So
the Bud Hairline Posse.
I got a soft spot for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've got. Can I also call bullshit on some of the stuff that Frotch was saying?
Go ahead.
Because I'm a hater. I don't like that geezer at all. But he said that Paul Smith has a chance of beating Abrahams this weekend, but Abrahams knocks out Groves. I don't see where he gets that. He's just playing the matchroom card, isn't he? Attacking the matchroom fighter.
Exactly, that's all he's doing.
Because Paul Smith's going to get destroyed.
You know what? I don't think he's going to get destroyed. Yeah, we're gonna go to that later. But I don't think he's got. I think he's got a shot, because Abraham has really descended downhill, in my opinion.
Can bang, and Paul Smith is a middleweight, as far as I can see. Really, he's small.
Abraham was a career middleweight too, though.
Yeah, but
Abraham got that cloddy style that just cover up, you go, I go.
Yeah, sorry, I've
never seen him counter.
Yeah, man, come on, what you playing at, Monaco? Come on.
Sorry.
Come on, guys, let's stay on topic. This is ridiculous.
Sorry.
No, let me get to my boy, man, who's not left the UK. MV2, are you still there?
Stop. Hey.
He lost me.
What's happening, Chew?
It's alright, Chew. We're still brothers, man.
You physically burned them, yeah? What can I say about that referendum? Let's not talk about it.
Let's stick to boxing. Chew, what did you think of Groves' performance on Saturday?
George Groves needs a shake. Not a physical shake.
A Reza shake.
Alex, a Reza shake, of course. He just looks all over the place. Physically. Gassing out in the 6th round. Paddy Fitzpatrick giving him not technical advice, just motivation. You can make it to the end against the French tickler. The guy can break an egg. And fucking George Groves is panicking. He's looking at Paddy like, help me, man. I don't know, man. I think Cal Froch has snatched his soul. But first of all, he needs to get rid of Paddy Fitzpatrick. Ever since he's been with him, he's regressed. Stylistically, stamina-wise, just in every department. And he needs a new beginning. He needs to get out of his comfort zone and go to a new place, because he's only got one career and he needs to get a move on, man. The clock's ticking.
I totally agree. I was hoping Kevin wasn't on the line, because Kevin always points out that I say that fighters need new trainers, but I just, him and Paddy, like, on a friendship level they work good, but on like a technical boxing level it just doesn't seem they're on the same page, in my opinion.
Who's Paddy had? Who's he worked with in the past? No one.
Yeah.
He was a corner boy for Hay, wasn't he? Bucket boy for Hay.
Yeah, I think he's a co-trainer mainly. I think he does amateur training, I think.
Yeah, but is his technical an issue, or more his gas, his stamina, his physical conditioning?
I don't know. Since he's
I think the physical conditioning, as much as strength training coaches are, so far out there and they're big talk in the sport, both negative and positive, I think that really just falls on the athlete himself. Like, if you're not doing your 6-7 miles 4 or 5 days a week and putting your time in the gym, like, that's on you. Like, I don't care who's training you. That's on you.
The thing about Groves is I just think his stamina is a genetic issue. I mean, like, I don't think it's a problem with training. I think he trains, adequately. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's the ginger hair, like just ginger fighters like Canelo. They don't have good stamina.
Well, it's all different body size.
He gassed in 4 rounds. In an interview online, he said he was tired after the 4th round.
You know that YouTube video that says ginger, they have souls? Maybe they do have souls, but maybe they just don't have any stamina.
He's a day walker.
He's a day walker.
He can't work during the day. He can only train at night because of the sun. So that has got a detrimental effect to his stamina. That is known.
Yeah, but it's worked for Floyd though, Chew.
Yeah, everybody trains at different times, I think if cutting weight was an issue, it's easier, I think, to burn weight, running in the mornings, because you don't have those stored fats and carbohydrates because you're waking up in the morning on an empty stomach. But
I can imagine Paddy Fitzpatrick jogging alongside George Groves in the early hours, giving him motivation like the Irish Virgil Hunter. I think just, come on, George, you can make it to the 12th round. Just imagine this is the 1st round of the fight. We do this for 3 hours in the gym every day. I was cringing when he said that.
Yeah,
because what he should have been saying is what Cam was saying earlier: go to the body, fucking jab to the body.
It might be genetics. I mean, like, Tyson worked out hard, and his muscular build and his the way he is, like, after four rounds, he pretty much was gassed and was throwing 25 punches around, and if he didn't get you in the first 5 rounds, he really didn't get a knockout.
Yeah, I mean, all fucking aside, like, I really do think it's stamina is largely genetics. You can hire Heredia or Ariza or whoever you want, but a lot of it is mental. A lot of fighters get nervous when they fight. Their body tenses up a certain way, and they just can't maintain that stamina for 12 rounds. Like guys like like a Salido can, even if they don't work out that hard. So
exactly, and like James Toney, like we've all mentioned before, a guy could be fat as shit and not train at all and still go 15 rounds and throw 50 punches because he's able to relax in there and can be completely relaxed.
Yep, I honestly think being relaxed is half of it, man. Like
It is. I mean, I was in the best shape of my life one time in the Navy. I went to spar. At the end of the first round, I was like, I can't do this. I just quit. I just quit right there. And then that was against an amateur Navy boxer that was basically just, a guy who works out. So I was like, yeah, it's a completely different realm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I think you're right because Groves, he's jittery, isn't he? On the way to the ring, in the ring, he's having a little, he's all over the shop.
And Leon, it's even his style too. I mean, I haven't seen too much of Groves. I've only seen him since the two Froch fights and the fight against Ari's boy. But I noticed he feints a lot. Like that jittery Victor Ortiz type.
Yeah,
feint.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's never been a good sign because whenever you feint that much, that just means you're kind of nervous, and
wasted energy as well.
Too much body movement.
Yeah, it's just in and out all the time. And he's not always letting shots go. And if you're going to do that, you've got to let some shots go if you're going in and out all the time.
You know what, man? Is he sponsored by Beats?
Yeah.
Is he?
He is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be a problem.
Get that money.
Why the hell did Beats decide to sponsor him out of everyone?
Maybe they needed a ginger.
Yeah, but they're trying to get that UK. They're trying to get a UK market. I'm sure they didn't have to give him too much money.
They should have.
Could you see Froch rocking the Beats headphones on the scales?
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I think Froch is more of a Bose guy.
Of course,
not SMS.
He doesn't listen to music. He's got no soul.
No, SMS is for Kid Gallibo.
Oh, all right.
Come on.
When you think of the name George Groves, instantly you get urban, hip hop, down with the kids. That's my first thought.
The cool snapbacks.
The throwbacks.
But he reminds me of the kid who got bullied at school. That's all I always think about him. With that overconfidence. Like the kid who got picked on.
Isn't Groves?
Is that the crowd that Beats are aiming for?
Maybe.
That's the fucking culture they want to grab. The bullied kid.
Yeah, but I didn't really get to hear anything that transpired after the event. But what's the plan with his career? Who are they planning for next?
Darrell, that's all they mentioned. Darrell.
Really?
Darrell.
Yeah,
he's the mandatory for Darrell right now, man.
Yeah,
wow, I didn't know that.
That's one thing I want to ask you
Darrell
guys individually.
Wants nothing to do with him, does he?
No, so let me get to you, Dan. Do you think Groves should have a few more fights, kind of build his confidence a bit more before he goes for a title shot?
Absolutely. Wait, I'm sorry. Did you guys say that Darrell doesn't want to fight him?
Yeah, Darrell was already basically saying you've only beaten bums. What have you done to deserve?
I want to go to the UK.
Yeah. And then somebody basically said, well, what has he done? He became the mandatory. You have to face him.
That's a fair point. I mean, who do you guys see him fighting next then at 160? I mean, or 168 rather.
It's going to be Darrell.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you were saying, because they're most certainly not going to get Darrell the mandatory before this year, and I think he was saying he wants to be out again before Christmas, so maybe you have one more warm-up.
I thought, what about that Gonzalez that De Gale fought in the summer? Maybe he'd be a good fight for...
to warm up on that.
Yeah.
But what does that do for Groves, especially if he looks like he did in this fight?
Yeah.
All right, you look suspect against the guy that De Gale basically, blew his nose with,
I didn't think about it. That's a good point.
I mean,
Kev.
Judging from what you guys know about Sauerland, are they a promotional company that usually just steps up, or not steps up, but just takes the biggest fight possible, or are they actually in it to actually?
No. They milk belts.
Yeah.
Like over in Germany, you don't really see big opponents for their guys. You know what I mean? You don't really see big 50-50s.
Okay. I understand that, but obviously that's not applicable because Groves doesn't have a belt. So I mean,
but they're not going to risk his opportunity of getting Darrell. They're not going to risk that. They'll just give him a. So
they're going to take it. You're saying they're going to take that fight, right?
If they can get it, they'll take it.
That's why they hustled for the mandatory to get the first final eliminate.
Yeah, but okay, that I get that, but I mean, say if you're in their position and you see Groves perform as poorly as he did, I mean, doesn't that change your plans at all?
Wouldn't mind, but not theirs.
Maybe, like I said, they might get one more warm up before the end of the year. So,
okay. But they won't. It won't be a challenger. They won't give him anyone of any merit, will they?
Right.
Yeah. No.
Of any substance. Yeah.
No, not at all.
Maybe just defend the European, maybe against another European.
Huh.
Yeah, they could give him that, and they got some of a Danish super middleweight. They've got quite a few Danish super middleweights, I think.
I don't like Anthony Dirrell. I don't see the talent. Not like his brother anyway. I think if his brother he is like the missing part of his brother. He's like extremely tough. Obviously, these guys. I'm saying that in the context of these guys are professional boxers. They get hit in the face, but when they go and get tough, Andre Dirrell finds a way out. Whereas I think Anthony Dirrell would be one of these guys where you would have to kill him to win.
Yeah, definitely stronger mentally. Yeah, but in terms of skill, Andre's better.
I have no problem saying it. I think Andre Dirrell is a pussy, but I think he's so incredibly talented that it just makes up for it. But I don't know. But let me ask you a question though. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I don't think Anthony Dirrell's that talented, but like you said, he is really tough. And the only reason why I picked Dirrell at this point is just because that's how poorly I think of Groves after his performance on Saturday. Do you not agree to a certain extent?
Yeah, I think George Groves would be dangerous in the first 6 rounds, and then the latter stages of the fight he's got a risk of getting knocked out. And not in that form. Yeah, I would say that is a 50-50 fight. Because George Groves is capable of outboxing him, but Dirrell is capable of knocking him out. Whereas I don't think George Groves would knock Dirrell out.
Yeah. I agree. If Sakio Bika couldn't really hurt him in 2 fights, I don't think Groves would be capable of doing it either.
To be honest though, Sakio Bika isn't that big of a puncher, man.
I disagree. I think he is.
Who's Bika knocked out?
I don't know. I don't want to go down that route of previous fights, but I know what I see, and I know Bika has power. He has thudding power at least, so I can see it. But anyways, what do you want to talk about, Cam? You want to talk about the Galahad fight? Because I actually saw that too, so.
Oh my God, Dan, what's going on with you, Dan?
Yeah.
You watching all these fights? What's happening?
I got a couple of days off work, man, so I finally got a chance to watch all these action-packed fights.
Now, before we move on, I just want to ask you, who would you like Groves to fight next? Do you think they'll give him a soft touch, or do you think they'll give him someone decent?
Well, if it's Sauerland, I think it would be somebody maybe like Kessler. Because they're both promoted by the same company, so why not Mikael Kessler? I think that would be a great fight, man.
It would be a great fight, but I can't see them kind of doing that with Groves. I think they want to try and build Groves up and use the UK market, I was looking at the rankings, and maybe that South African is teasing, but again, like Dan and Kevin made a great point. Like, they're not really going to want to expose Groves to a hard test. They probably just want to have a nice, easy shot. Keep his position against Dirrell warm. Because from what I've heard, Dirrell's allowed to have voluntary. So he definitely needs 1, maybe 2 fights in between. So maybe that Ustazen guy or that Gonzalez. But again, Kevin made the point about Gonzalez, and that's really it.
No, he's lucky because all the good super middleweights, or most of them, are in Europe. So if he wants to stay here, then he's got fights for him. But if I was him, I would move and train in America and learn some new stuff. Like get a new skill set.
Yeah, like Eubank did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But wasn't there a situation where he could have came to America before and he chose not to? Like, he don't want to leave where he's at?
I think his missus has got a good job and shit, and he's like tied down, and his family's here, and he doesn't want to uproot them. But you only get one career. I was reading like an article on the BBC, and he was basically kind of philosophical about his career and saying he's going to retire in the next couple of years. But if you're going to retire in the next couple of years, you better improve quick, because you're not going to beat anyone on that form.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was maybe thinking maybe Stieglitz, because Stieglitz is kind of on the way out a bit, but again, I can't really see Sauerland's giving Stieglitz to Groves. And no, with Groves' performance, he'd probably struggle against Stieglitz, to be honest. Because Stieglitz is not shot at the moment.
Yeah, but he's not a big puncher, is he?
No, he isn't.
He's a boxer, isn't he?
They probably give him Sergei Komitsky.
Who the fuck is that?
That little midget that knocked out that big Buglioni or whatever he is.
Yeah, he beat Buglioni and he lost to Martin Murray twice. But yeah,
Dan doesn't know who Buglioni is anyway.
No,
of course
I just know who that geezer is.
You guys are.
I live only just around the corner from him.
You guys are speaking Chinese at this point.
All right, let's.
Did you guys hear about the rumor that Golovkin broke a rib?
Yeah, Dave was saying that. Golovkin broke Groves' rib in sparring. They were sparring last month, I think. So that might have been a reason for why he didn't move and he looked a bit, jaded.
Do you guys think there's any veracity to that?
I think there might be. I mean, he's been known to do that. I mean, they let your boys' sparring partners wear those football pads to wrap around their ribs and shit like that to keep his sparring partners in training.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it might not be a complete break where, it might just be, how it goes, where you have the space in between the ribs and you get that tenderness in there and stuff like that, where it's slightly cracked. But I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, guys, I got to address something. Right now, I hear a fire alarm, I hear someone eating chips, and I hear someone breathing down their mic. I think this is an all-time record for background noise.
I think I'm guilty for 2 out of the 3, but the fire alarm's not me, man.
Well, you know who the fire alarm is.
What kind of hey Lewis, what kind of chips are you eating?
Salt and vinegar squares, man.
Nice. Okay.
Man, the king of crisps. Or chips, as you call them.
Oh.
All right,
but
let's get off the crisp topics. None of these companies sponsor us, so fuck them.
Not yet.
Most of you guys didn't see the undercard. Ari, just want to run down it with me quickly, or should we just skip it?
We go right to Orlando Salido.
Just talk about Campbell quickly. I don't really.
What about Galabum?
Yeah, that's a different card.
That was a different card.
Oh, my bad.
And stop calling him Galabum, man. Well, anyway, go on, Cam.
No, you know what? That's the only fight I didn't see, the Campbell fight. So give us your 2 cents.
He
beat a journeyman, but he got him out of there. That was a bit surprising because that journeyman's usually he's one of them guys that you don't usually get out of, you know what I mean? Like, he's fought a lot of guys and most of them just go to decision. So other than, showed a bit of power, but yeah, he didn't really look good, as Monocle said. He didn't
was
really
that
look
guy
good.
a midget that he was fighting though? He looked tiny from where I was sitting. He looked
one of them overweight
Yeah.
Eastern European journeymans. Yeah. So, and I think Campbell's next fight, he's actually stepping up. He's fighting that guy that
Brisbane, that Tommy Coyle fought.
Yeah, the Coyle fight.
Yeah.
Was it this year? Yeah, it was this year. I was on holiday.
In February, I think.
He's fighting this weekend in Germany.
Is he fighting?
Who is?
Yeah, he's on that Paul Smith card.
Who, Campbell?
Yeah.
No. Campbell's fighting again?
He is.
No, I don't think so.
Well, let's see.
His next fight's in Hull. He's headlining the whole card.
Yes, the October card with Tommy Coyle fighting Katsidis, I think.
No way would we fight a week later. He's past that stage now.
I'm gonna have a little check.
Box racket.
But his next fight is actually his first real test, to be honest. Like, the guy, he's got decent power. He you know what I mean. Coyle went to war with him, so he's you know what I mean. It's definitely a test to see if he does better than Coyle did, because Coyle got dropped like 4 times or 3 times in that fight, and then. So yeah, man, we'll see what Campbell's really got. But I do like Campbell. I see the skills, but he's still very amateurish, and that's a problem. He could have like done more to the body, little things, you know what I mean, where he needs to improve on if he's going to step up. Because as an Olympic gold medalist, you expect him to be kind of fast tracked, you know what I mean. So hopefully he does good.
Aren't there 2 Campbells?
I
thought they were a brother, a tandem. Or are we just talking about Luke right now?
No, we're talking about Luke.
Okay. Didn't Luke fight like 3 weeks ago in California?
Yeah. That was him. Yeah.
That undercard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the Sky Sports website, they're saying he's fighting.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm quite surprised at that, because that's a week, you know. Like, I thought
it's not on BotsRec.
Maybe it's a typo.
I've stuck it in the chat.
Maybe it's
But Sky might have got it wrong.
Yeah, it's not the first time.
Who knows?
But,
Anyway, that would be a silly thing to do. Fight, yeah, yeah. Don't think you should be doing that.
No, you're right. It does say it. Yeah, 27th September. Luke Campbell versus TBC. TBC. It should be
to be confirmed or
yeah,
to come.
To be well, whatever.
You sure it's not TBE? He's not fighting
TBE. But quickly, Ari, and Leon, the stoppage, Carl Yafai stoppage. I thought it was a good stoppage. The shot was it a body shot?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I think he dropped into the body once.
I didn't see that.
You think he dropped into the body once and then he finished him off with the right hook, left hook?
I don't really see nothing in that. Really, to be honest, that kind of fight, I don't really like them because that guy he's fighting is undersized. He's never fought that weight before. He's a flyweight. And, you know what I mean? Just one of them guys that hurling ships over.
But you know what, though? I thought his brother, Gamal, got 6 good rounds in against that French guy.
I think he hurt his arm as well.
Yeah, that French guy.
Yeah, he did.
That French guy was tough, man. He took some punishment, man. But for Gamal's, I think it is his 3rd fight. Those are like key rounds to get in early, man. Like if you can do a 6-rounder, full 6 rounds against a tough guy, man. That's only going to help your career. But
I'm on that hype train with him already.
Yeah.
Them fights are good. I think Cal could definitely do something at world level.
Yeah,
I want to see more of Gamal though. But yeah, he does look like he's got a bit of power. I think what is he, a featherweight?
Gamal is.
Yeah, I think he's featherweight, isn't he?
Yeah, I think featherweight. So yeah. Hopefully he gets along. Because he was a decent amateur as well.
Yeah, Boxer said his last fight was featherweight. Yeah, but yeah, before that he's had super bantamweight. But let's move on to Kid Galahad in Sheffield. He was headlining the card at the Punch Forge Arena. Dan, what did you think of Kid Galahad's performance? Dan's fell asleep while we were talking about the Sky Sports card. Dan, are you still there? No.
I just finished watching him, man. Let me go ahead. Yeah, first round knockout, and then after that he was just headhunting for the rest of the rounds. I didn't get it. He paced himself well, but he should have got that guy out early. So, from the last performance, I actually think the last fight he had a better performance than this one. I don't know what you guys think.
My opinion was it was so one-sided that it was boring, if that makes sense. Like, I was watching it and it's just like, well, this guy's saying he's fought at featherweight and he's a big puncher and he's undefeated and he's a late replacement, but he's dangerous. Like, that was Channel 5 just talking shit, man, because I didn't see no danger coming from that guy, man. That Santos guy to me, it was easy work for Galahad. And really now you want to see him stepping up against better opposition. I would love to see. I don't think Mick Hennessy could afford it, but I would love to see Galahad versus Kiko Martinez, man. That's a fight I would love to see on Channel 5. That would bring in good ratings, but it's all about the money that Kiko probably wants now. I know he's not a champion anymore, but he probably demands a higher amount than most super bantamweights.
Sorry, Cam. Who are you talking about right in there?
Let's talk about Galahad versus Kiko.
Oh, Kiko. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he definitely would want quite high. But I would actually like to see Galahad versus him, because I think Galahad could maybe box him outside a bit, like Frampton, because he's definitely got the style to beat Kiko, in my opinion. But it's just about Kiko, could he take the punch? You know what I mean? Because we don't know. Something about Galahad, even though I like him, there's still something that makes me think if he gets hit flush, he might go down. You know what I mean? Sometimes he looks a bit fragile. But do you want me to? I'll break down the fight if you don't mind. Yeah, it was good. It was, you know what I mean? It was a good boxing lesson. But man, you would have hoped for him to try and get him out of there late. Even though he did drop him late again. But sometimes Galahad could maybe put up the tempo a bit. Sometimes, he's a bit of a perfectionist. So he likes to do it perfect, and he was boxing. But yeah, man, you have to maybe do what Quick does sometimes, or just take a guy out. If you know the guy's not on your level, you have to take him out. But the guy was a bit tough, but the other guy didn't really land anything the whole fight. So it's just
didn't he break his hand in the third round? They're saying.
Which one, Galahad?
Yeah.
Oh,
I saw an interview. He really hurt his hand in the third round. He caught him on the back of the head.
Oh, maybe that's the reason, and I didn't know that. So yeah, but no, man, I like Galahad, man. I think he can. We got some good super bantamweights over here, man. So hopefully, the problem is he's with Hennessy, and I don't want to get into promoters, but I would like if he did leave Hennessy and maybe go to Hearn or something, because Hearn could definitely move him up to the world level. But with Hennessy, the promoter, he always struggles to get guys to world level, and that's the problem really that Galahad's got, that he can't, with Hennessy's budget, he can't really get a big opponent, and he can't really get pushed on in the rankings, because really he should be in the top 5 of at least one of the rankings by now, because he's a British, Commonwealth and European champ.
I totally agree. He's only just got in the top 10 now, isn't he, after this fight?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. And in the IBF.
Yeah.
You want some weird title, innit? The title's like something IBF youth title. It's like, what the fuck, man? He's not 16 years old. What the fuck?
Just anything to get in the rankings, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Leon, what did you think of Galahad's performance?
Just like watching all those Ingle fighters. Yeah, so he was good. It's that style. I don't particularly like it, but yeah, it was a bit boring, the fight. But he dealt with him. I think he won almost every round, didn't he?
Yeah, I give him everything, and there's 2 knockdowns, I think, in the first round and the 10th round, which were good knockdowns as well. Another thing I wanted to point out to you guys, have you noticed maybe like his hands getting a bit heavier, maybe he's getting his man strength, because it just seems like some of his punches have just had a bit more force to him, like...
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. He was loading up. Even the opposition, like you say, he's not a top-level opposition, and he could see him loading up from a mile away, and he would duck, and, you know, Galahad would just look silly, just swinging wild and missing. And when Galahad would catch him, it's like he, you know, kind of retrieve back a little bit and kind of admiring his shots. I'm like, what are you doing? You know, you should be doing that with someone that level, and stop admiring your shots, man. Go and finish him.
Yep.
So even if he went 12 rounds and he paced himself, it's like it's not progression for me.
Yep, I totally agree.
That's that Ingle style, isn't it? They all like looking at their shots after they've thrown them, those Ingle boys.
I don't know, man. You guys think Galahad can beat Quigg at this point?
He's got a chance.
I think he could.
I think that's 50-50.
He sets traps, doesn't he? He sets good traps.
Yeah. I think he could definitely box him on outside. But it's about, like I said, I don't know if you heard me, Dan, because you went off, but I said sometimes I think he's a bit fragile, so you never know if Quigg catches him, because Quigg is a great body puncher. You never know, he could break him. But in terms of skill, I think definitely Galahad's got the skill to do it.
Did you guys see Brooks at the end sitting next to him for the interview?
Yeah, Brooks looking alright actually. You know, he's walking good. I saw a video, I think, where he's not with crutches or anything. So it looks like he said he's doing a bit of physio. Should be. He said he wants to start training in November.
Yeah, I think you should take it easy and rest a bit more. Sometimes if you can kind of rush your rehabilitation, and you just have more issues in the future. But Dan, Kid Galahad, what did you think of his performance?
I don't know. I mean, again, it's the opposition that I always think about. You know, Kim. But I mean, yeah, like he looks good. I mean, a lot of people who are natural boxers like him look good against lesser opposition. You know, but for fighters like him, it's just, you know, how does he fare against you know, that tough plotting style like Scott Quigg or even Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, I think Leo Santa Cruz definitely beats Kid Galahad at this point, but that's just because, you know, Galahad has how many fights? How many fights does he have? Do you guys know?
Off the top of my head, I can't tell you, but I'm checking.
I've got it. Hold on. It's 18 fights. 18.
18. Okay. I mean, I think Galahad can obviously improve. I mean, 18 fights is nothing, and the kid is only in his 23, 24 years old. So, I mean, I like him. I just again, I do see signs of fragility, and I don't know. I don't like him against just any fighter with power at this point. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that style only works if you've got power. I don't think he has any.
Yeah. But do you guys ever see him having any power, though?
Or if he has a great chin.
Yeah.
It's either or. But no, Roos, to answer your question, I don't, because power isn't something you develop in your 20th fight. That's something that you're born with.
And fair, was Junior Witter not from that stable as well?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he kind of developed power. He developed power late, man.
Who?
Junior Witter.
Junior Witter?
No, but I think he was naturally powerful anyway. Like, you know, you could see even by his body frame, he's just he's got a power frame about him. But when you look at Galahad, you know, you're a bit skeptic, you know, of his power just by looking at his body shape. And then when you see him punching, it kind of just satisfy, you know, your whole.
Well, body frames have nothing to do with power, but it's the latter point that you made that I agree with. It's his punching technique. I don't really see the power in it.
Yeah, he doesn't sit down on his shots. He's on his tiptoes all the time.
Exactly, and that's what you have to sacrifice. If you're a boxer, you can obviously sit on your punches as much as you like, because it goes against what you do best.
Good point. Ari and Leon, I just want to give my quick thoughts on Adam Etchers. I've never seen him fight before. He got
the bouncer. The bouncer fights. He used to fight men in the street.
Is that what he was? I don't really know his background.
There's a good on iFilm. There's a good interview with his trainer. Yeah, He used to be a naughty boy.
Right. So,
a naughty boy.
Yeah, he used to bang men out when they used to try and get in his clubs and stuff. So yeah.
I've never seen him fight.
My bad. Go ahead, Cam.
No, I was just saying, I've never seen him fight before. This is the first time I've seen him. He was on the Galahad undercard. There were a few things I was impressed with. He's a middleweight, British middleweight. Maybe looking at Billy Joe Saunders, you know, like, or to get the vacated title if Billy Joe vacates it to fight for the British title. But there's things I liked about him. His power. He picked his punches quite well, but there's things I dislike. Like, he was very slow and plodding. Like, sometimes he was taking too long to pick his punches, and after he'd thrown his punches, he was standing in the pocket a bit too much, and he was getting hit with a few shots he didn't need to. The Brazilian guy that he fought, they were saying like he was quite tough and that. He seemed decent, and Etchers took him out in the third round. But I need to see a bit more, and I'm not convinced, to be honest. But I don't know if you guys want to say anything. If not, we'll just move on.
I just want to say, is Hennessy getting 2 for 1 on Brazilian fighters for that night?
At least we saw some hot Brazilian chicks and some nice dancing in the ring, though. At least we got some entertainment. But yeah, Hennessy was doing a Brazilian weekend on Channel 5. I don't really want to talk about this Box Nation card, like.
Don't.
Yeah, it was pretty.
I like Small Hall. I support Small Hall, but it's all.
I still haven't watched it actually.
To be honest,
how do you say that? I forgot about
it. There's nothing really worth watching, man. Like, I just watched it earlier today. Buglioni still getting caught with left hooks. Like, he's not learning to block him yet. Romeo Romeo has not learned to stop fucking about and just try and box rather than showboat.
What is going on here? Is this a black hole special or something? What the fuck, man?
I like this.
Those free cards on.
I love
those free cards on tube, but the Box Nation card isn't really a card, to be honest.
Why don't you just play that music in the background the whole fucking time, man?
Alright, Chew. This is the post-referendum show, man.
We're doing it on purpose, Chew, to piss you off.
Podcast.
We're doing it on purpose because you voted yes. You wanted to leave us, Chew.
Don't give away my politics, bro.
You wanted to leave us.
Why are you bringing politics, man? I'm going to get fucking 90% of my Twitter followers going to evaporate.
No glass, yeah.
You fucking glass, man. Nah, but only 2 minutes, Chew. I just want to talk about Bradley Skeet. Bradley Skeet actually finished.
How did Skeet look?
Skeet, he looked alright, but the guy he fought was tiny, man. He was like about 4 foot. The guy was tiny, man. Skeet just towered above him, and
weekend of midgets, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was horrible, man. Like, there was no good fights on that card.
Midgets.
But let's move on to you saw the Salido fight versus Kokietgym. What did you think?
Kokietgym. I thought it was a fucking great fight. Salido really impressed me. He fucking went to war with a guy who looked like a bigger Pacquiao. Not obviously in terms of style, he's fucking tough as fuck.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. I thought the fight kind of ended in the 6th round, but then the ring went. Oh, sorry, the bell went, and Salido is a lot more comfortable at that weight than he is in the smaller weight classes he's been campaigning at. I think it will be a problem for anyone in that division.
Yeah, I love the ref Eddie Claudio. He started his you know, when they say touch gloves and gives them a bit of information, he says, touch gloves, let's get it popping. What other refs did you ever hear say, let's get it popping, man? But
20 weeks?
Does he say, let's get it popping?
He looks like someone who would say that.
Well, you need to chill, man. Bin Omar's not happy with some of your
go,
racial slurs, Dan.
What are you talking?
Bin Omar's gonna come for you. You know, he's in New York as well, Dan. You better watch your back. You know.
Why are you making race issues when there are none? I only said that because of his high top fade. That's all. But Jesus,
awkward.
Yeah, thanks for that one. But yeah, we're talking about the Terdsak fight, right?
Yeah, I think you're pronouncing his name a bit wrong, yeah. But go on, what did you think of the fight?
That don't stop, man.
I thought it was a good fight. Well, I mean, obviously it was a great fight. I don't mean to sound like a dumbass, but it was. I don't know. I mean, everyone saw the fight. I mean, you know how great it was, but I want to see Salido against a guy like Mikey Garcia again, and he gets his ass whooped. But that's all I gotta say.
No, I think Salido is underrated. He's a dirty cunt, but anybody he fights, I would give him a chance against.
Even against Mikey?
Well, we saw that fight as well. Mikey quit. He made Mikey quit.
Nah, but Mikey pussied out, but it wasn't.
He quit.
Salido,
he quit.
He did quit, but Salido didn't make him quit.
Yeah, he did. He quit.
No, he broke his nose.
Yeah,
he headbutted him to a broken nose, right?
He quit.
Yes, he did quit, but Salido didn't make him quit because of boxing or anything related to boxing.
Yes, he did.
He broke his nose with a headbutt.
It's just part of boxing.
It's not supposed to be.
He made him quit, Dan. Come on.
No.
See it with me.
Okay, let me ask you a question though. If that fight had to go on, you think Salido would have been able to beat him?
I think he was coming on.
Yeah, but
he was getting there.
Don't sidestep it. But you think he would have beaten him?
Possibly. We don't know. We don't know.
No, I disagree, but I don't know. Yeah, sorry for diverting the the whole point of the fight, but I don't know, man. I don't really like Salido.
I don't like him either, but Salido was coming on in that Garcia fight so much so that Robert Garcia pulled his brother out.
Yeah, because of the broken nose. I mean, I don't know. Am I crazy here? Like, what do you guys think?
Can I just say, just before we go to them, if every fight was stopped on a broken nose, we wouldn't have many fights.
Now, true, I agree with Dan. Like, if it's a broken nose caused by a punch, that's one thing, but not by a headbutt like that, you know?
Exactly.
He still quit.
Yeah, but it's different things. So, like, what made the person quit, to me, is more important than the actual quitting itself. You know, if he quit because, Salido's, like, pressure was too overwhelming, that's fine. But if he quit because Salido broke his nose with his head, that's a different story.
Can I just say, King J in the chat, shout out to King J. He said, Chew, you've been saying some fucked up shit lately. All I've been saying is fucked up, man. He quit. He quit.
Shout out to King J.
I don't know.
I'm saying, I agree with Dan. It's got an asterisk next to it.
A huge asterisk.
But Dan, don't you think sometimes also is like some boxers is like they've mentally checked out and they're looking for that excuse, which is a perfect excuse for them to solidify their quitting.
Yeah, but I don't think that's really applicable because in this case
Mikey
it was a
Garcia
headbutt.
wasn't mentally checked out.
Exactly, it wasn't a punch that fucked him up. It was a headbutt.
Here he comes, Nicky. Come on, man.
How do you mentally check out of a fight where you knock the guy down 5 times?
Damn, note to straight out the back.
How do you mentally check out of a fight that you fucking knock the guy down?
Because, Neota, because...
are whooping his ass the entire time.
Because you give him
I didn't say checked out. I didn't say I checked. I wasn't talking particularly for this fight. I'm just talking for other fights.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
He hit him with the kitchen sink. He was still there throwing punches. He couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it, so he quit. He found a way out.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could say that fucking Lomachenko mentally checked out early in the fucking.
How could you say that when he nearly knocked him out? Lomachenko nearly knocked Salido out in the 12th round.
Not even close. He never even knocked him down. And guess what?
He shook him to his
knocked
bits.
him down 3 motherfucking times.
He shook him to his bits.
Three motherfucking times. And Lomachenko couldn't do shit.
Chill.
He didn't do a goddamn thing to him.
Nota.
Clean out your motherfucking ears.
Nota, are you a big Mikey fan?
Huh?
Not
really.
Guys, let's stay on track and let's give Terdsak the proper respect that he deserves.
Exactly. Terdsak dropped him 3 times. Fucking Lomachenko didn't do a fucking thing. That's all there is to it, man. Fucking Terdsak almost knocked fucking Salido out several times. Shit, Haya did too.
You're a Thai lover. That's it.
He loves the little Thai and the Japs.
Yeah, Dan, I forgot. You know.
He thinks Thais are draws.
Yo, Roos, you got a bit of mic noise, Roos.
Sorry, man.
Sounds like you're eating chips, my man.
I think that's true, man.
I'll finish my chips. What do you think? This bag's about fucking 20 sizes bigger than me, man. I finished that about 40 minutes ago.
Referendum chips.
Right, come on, Roos. Come on, man.
They just split equal in half.
I think they're split 54 to 46.
A side, man.
Yeah, it's the A plus side to the A side.
Indeed. Who is sniffing? Who has got that cold? Get yourself some fucking lemon tea or something, man. Recover from that.
But
somebody got a cold?
Let's quickly go around to the Salido fight. Who should go to? Ari, what did you think of the fight?
What fight? Sorry.
Salido versus Kokietgym.
I told you I skimmed through it, man. I was busy.
Sorry.
And them kind of wars, like, I don't know, man. But yeah, it was a good stoppage, I can say that. I can't really say anything else than that.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot that you told me that you skimmed through it. Leon, did you catch it?
Yeah, I loved it. It was great. I love a dirty fight, though. Yeah, no, I thought it was brilliant. Great fight. Is he on ped still? That's what I wonder. Because he had power, like real power. That knockout was amazing. But he doesn't seem to be able to see a left hook for love nor money. Because he kept on getting caught with that left hand all night.
Yeah, I think maybe...
Yeah, it was a great fight.
I think Kokietgym's southpaw stance troubled him because he was getting hit with that straight left quite a lot. And my favourite round was I think the start of the 5th where Salido came out, hit Kokietgym with some good combinations, backed him up against the ropes, started like throwing punches and bunches, and then Kokietgym just hit him with a little left hand and then he dropped him. It was really
it was a great shot.
Yeah, it was really funny, man. He just fell over, tumbled down like a sack of potatoes. It was really funny, but. Did you guys notice that at the start of every round, Kokietgym would like back his, back up against the ropes and kind of spring back off him? Like, is that some type of Thai superstition or some shit? Did you guys notice that?
Yeah. A lot of the kickboxers and stuff do that like right before each round.
Oh, okay, like, I've never seen that before.
I'm not sure what the reason is, but I've seen them do that a lot.
Yeah. So, Nota, what did you think of the fight? Did you enjoy it, or do you think it was a bit too much rock and sock?
Oh yeah, it was. No, it was fucking fantastic, man. I loved it. It was and I was mad surprised too because the one right before it was a great fight too. You know, people need to go check that out if they get a chance. Javier Mendoza versus Ramon Garcia. That was a brutal fight back and forth. Even though Mendoza was winning later in the fight, Garcia was trying to knock him out that very last round. But. So yeah, man, Salido Terdsak even exceeded that and pretty much exceeded probably everything else this year, man. It was pretty impressive shit to watch. It's like Salido would be winning a round and dominantly winning that round, then boom, he'd just get dropped. You know, he would just walk into something blind and get put down on his ass. And it was a great fight, man. Salido was comboing to the head and to the body, mixing it up really nicely. And Kokietgym, he knew that he was catching Salido with the counter, so it's like there would be times where it's like he would just kind of shell up and then would just load up on that left kind of cross hook that he was throwing at him. It was a fun fight to watch, man.
Leota, do you think that Salido is on performance enhancing drugs?
I think all fighters are.
No, seriously, do you think Salido is on performance-enhancing drugs? I don't want to speculate, but
they did drug testing for the fight. So if he comes back clean, then he's clean.
I just think his body was a bit different in this fight, man. He looks strong as fuck. And usually when you're moving up,
he's not draining himself to 126.
I don't know, man. I think.
Well, I mean, look at
you're moving up in weight.
Last week, look at Angulo. Look at Angulo last week. He moved up 8 pounds. Yet, did he look weak? I mean, he looked slowish, but body wise, just like in terms of, like pure body specs, he looked bigger. He just looked like his muscles looked more puffed out. Because he wasn't draining as much.
Am I not right in saying that Salido has been caught before?
Yeah, he got caught with I think it was amphetamines or some shit against Guerrero, because they changed that to a no contest after he beat Guerrero.
He's the Ric Flair of boxing. He's the dirtiest player in the game, and I think they should test him twice.
You're talking about dirty as well. Like, he's so clever. He always knows where the ref is. Like when he hit Kokietgym with that low blow in the first round after he got dropped, and the ref counted it as a
knockdown.
Yeah, knockdown. That was some bullshit. But he knew where the ref was, and such a clever fighter, man. Such a clever, like the similar what he was doing against Lomachenko. Every time he was kind of hitting him on the hip or hitting him a bit low, he was always on the wrong side of the ref, man. Very clever.
Oh man, he's right hand to the hip. That's his best punch. Don't get me wrong, he's skilled. He's got skills, and he's tough as fuck, and he's an entertaining fighter to watch. But he's such a fucking dirty trickster. You know what I mean? He's got more tricks than a magician, and I think the day when he comes up against a ref that's going to catch it, he'll lose. If he's in there with a good fighter.
He already lost to Mikey Garcia because he lost to superior skills.
I disagree. I mean, like I say, he made Mikey quit. I mean, that's a win.
He lost to Juan Manuel Marquez then, and he lost to superior skills there too.
Yeah, but there's no shame in losing to Juan Manuel Marquez or Gamboa. There's no shame in losing to Gamboa or Juan Manuel Marquez. I'm just saying that.
I wasn't saying that there was shame. I wasn't saying that there was shame in losing to him. I'm just saying that you're acting as though like all these dirty tricks and dirty tactics are making him invincible and nobody can beat him. No, if you're good enough, you can beat him. But I know that the elephant in the room is that you guys just love Lomachenko and you just won't give him the credit that he deserves in that fight.
You know what? I strongly agree. I agree with you. I fucking love Lomachenko. He's a great fighter. And he would have won that fight if it was fair.
Yeah, you have to admit that, Nota. You have to at least admit that.
Admit what? Salido fucking practically shut the guy out, man.
Admit what? Admit what,
Like 3 rounds?
I saw a ton of low blows, and I'm not even a Lomo fan.
And I saw a lot of clinching. I like Lomo. I don't love Lomo, but I like Lomachenko. And I saw a lot of fucking holding and pushing down on his end too.
Guys,
King G in the chat.
Fair. And one more thing. That was the worst version of Salido I've ever seen too. So, what exactly are you guys trying to say? He was clearly drained in that fight. So, but anyways, what was King J saying?
I think he's telling me to stop because I don't know why. I thought he was a homosexual like me.
Yeah, but you got to keep it honest, though. I mean, honestly, I don't put that against Lomachenko that much either. I mean, it was a guy's second fight against a rugged veteran. Obviously, his limitations and his youth and his amateur ways showed up in that fight, and that's just a very good learning experience for him. And now, let me ask you guys a question: if Lomachenko rematched Salido in their next fight, actually, you know what? That's a stupid question because Salido's set at 130 anyways. But I was going to ask who you guys think would have won, but I guess that's not even a possible fight at this point.
The thing is, like, Lomachenko could have quit. He could have quit. Yeah, see if Lomachenko stopped in between rounds in that Salido fight, I wouldn't have minded. I would have been like, good. Because the referee is not protecting you, but Mikey Garcia did. He found a way out.
He wasn't protecting himself.
What?
But true, again though, it's different. You're saying you would have been okay with Lomachenko quitting, but under what circumstances? If his nose got broke by an illegal headbutt, or just him quitting in between rounds for no reason because he's getting his ass whooped.
No, I would have quit because of the numerous punches to the hip.
Yeah, but that's not to the same degree of a broken nose, in my opinion. A broken nose affects your performance. It affects the way you fucking breathe, man.
Man, a punch to the hip affects the way you move.
Yeah, and yet most fighters, experience that. You know what I mean? Like, to me, that's just different than getting your nose broken.
I think you're being disingenuous.
No, I'm not.
You know,
I'm not.
The 20
I'd be
punches
willing to bet.
the
I'd be willing to bet if you watch that fight again. I'd be willing to bet if you watch Salido Garcia again, you'll see Salido fucking crack Mikey dead in the nuts too. But Mikey wasn't complaining. He would hit him with a left hook and drop his ass.
If I had a fight, I'd rather fight with getting punched in the hips a couple of times than having my nose broken, man.
Are you? But at least you can kind of fix your nose.
Yeah, but of course, what you could fix your nose in 20 seconds or in a minute in between rounds? Like, what are you suggesting, man?
Nah, not during the fight, but I'm talking about later on in life. Man, a punch to the hip could fucking make you walk with a Zimmer frame for fucking years, man.
To be fair though, if you get a broken nose in a fight, like Dan says now, it's gonna affect your breathing. You know, the blood's gonna go into your mouth. It's gonna, you know what I mean? You might swallow some of the blood. It's gonna affect your fight a lot. You have to admit that.
I don't know. I've never gotten my nose broken in boxing, but I've gotten punched in the hip a couple times. It's not that bad. You're getting punched with, 8-10 ounce gloves. It shit happens, man. It's not that bad, and plus you're wearing a cup too. Oftentimes it doesn't even hit directly on your hips, man.
Exactly. A lot of those guys they wear their cups so high anyway. It's like all the way up to their belly button. So
I don't know.
What kind of cup protects the hip?
It goes around. It goes around your waist, man.
Yeah.
Does it?
Have you ever seen the groin protector? Shu?
Yeah, I've seen the groin protector, but do they wear? No, they don't wear them during fights, do they? Underneath the shorts.
Yes.
Yeah, they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Most of them are actually quite. Most of them they wear the quite large ones too.
Of course.
There's only certain guys that'll wear some of the smaller ones. Like Maidana, for instance, he was rocking one of the winning ones that has the extra leg room.
Yeah. Hey, my bad. Semtex in the chat says, "Why not move the topic on from this bullshit?" And I agree.
Let me just get to Chad, who's on the line. You there, Chad?
Oh shit.
Chad's probably.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised. No one's shot him yet in Texas, man.
But yeah, we can hear you, Chad.
Oh, in Houston.
Hello?
Houston, we have a problem.
What's happening, Chad?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good, Chad. What are you going to discuss?
Not bad, Chad.
Did you watch the epilogue?
Yeah. Man.
Oh my God.
Do you want to break down how Marcos Maidana's suit, his Panther suit or whatever?
Yeah, his suit was something else.
What do you want to talk about, Chad? You want to talk about Terdsak?
Dude, I didn't even know his name was that until I watched the fight today, actually, during work. And I was like, holy crap, his name is Terdsak. How do you really pronounce that name?
That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, it's Terdsak.
Is it really Terdsak?
Like, honestly,
yeah.
I was getting shit earlier when I said Terdsak, and I said that's literally the way you pronounce his name.
No, but you could say it a bit. You could be like Terdsak, something like, you know what I mean? You don't have to say Terdsak like you're saying.
Why would I mispronounce his name on purpose, though?
No, it's just
Let's have to say the name Balsak. You gotta say ball real fast. Balsak.
Okay, but anyways, yeah, go for it. What do you want to talk about, Chad? Did you see that fight?
Yeah, it was really good. Dude, that dude looked like Manny Pacquiao. I thought it was Manny Pacquiao, whenever he was at that weight for a second. He looked just like him, the body type and stuff like that. But, it was a real good fight. Lito was getting hit with a lot of left hooks, man. I don't know. he looks good, but then I had never heard of this guy, Terdsak before. So, I mean, he looked as good as he possibly could against the opposition, which is kind of bad because he got knocked down, 3 times?
Yeah, 3 times.
2 or 3 times? Yeah, and rocked several times. So, my question is why didn't HBO, try to get Salido back? I guess, maybe because they knocked off, old boy.
Well, of course.
Lomachenko.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
It makes too much sense.
Well, not only that, old boy, but they also knocked off Orlando Cruz, and they wanted him to succeed too.
Yeah, like a lot of people referenced, Salido is a vilified character in boxing. I don't think any big network really wants a part of him. He's too much of a risk.
And Juan Lopez. Lopez as well. He's knocked off like 3 potential stars.
Exactly.
Could you imagine like Salido with Ann Wolf or somebody, man? Just villainous. That's what we need in boxing. We've got too many fucking pussies and not enough fucking street urchins. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're also the same guy who fucking shits on Salido for everything that he does.
I know, but I love to hate him. You know what I mean? You need someone like that. You need that heel.
But why? I mean, he creates such great fights. I mean, you love action, don't you?
Yeah, he does. No, I agree. He does. I just think that there comes a point in time
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. There's too many fighters that are trying to be like the nice guy, the good guy, and trying to be friends and shit. Like say Broner Peterson and all that crew. We're just such good friends. Let's take an Instagram photo together and pretend we're gonna fight.
Yeah. Like, I'm a hypocrite, man. I'm only angry at Salido because he fucking, he beat Lomachenko. And I was telling everybody that Lomachenko was going to be the next greatest thing in boxing, and then Salido fucking beat him. And,
just because he lost that fight doesn't necessarily mean he can't be great. Juan Marquez lost one of his early fights, too. Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight. There you go.
And he's a world champ.
But he's not. Yeah, but he also beat Gary Russell for that title, so I don't put too much stock into it.
Yeah, Gary Russell's a lot of flash.
Yeah. Well, my point was he still has plenty of time.
Yeah, I agree. That's fair.
Chad, anything else you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about the Mayweather. I guess Mayweather promotions. What do you guys think is going to happen with that?
What do you mean?
Because other guys got fired?
Yeah, could you be more specific?
I mean, you guys know if Ellerby actually got fired, or
no, he hasn't gotten fired, but he's definitely been demoted.
To what?
We all know that he's not going to be the CEO come his next fight in May. And
from bootlicker to tool grabber, he's the guy in the corner with the tools, man.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know why he would demote Ellerby when Richard Schaefer has a no compete clause with Oscar De La Hoya. He has that no compete until 2017. He's literally his Oscar servant at this point. Oscar is his principal.
What does that mean, though, Dan? Does that mean he can't get another job for 4 years?
Yeah, he can't do anything. He can't partake in any business transactions that conflicts against Oscar De La Hoya, who's his principal.
Can he sit in the background and pull strings, though?
What do you mean?
No.
For TMT?
Yeah.
No, because again, it goes against anything that De La Hoya deems as conflicting with his own business interests. Schaefer can't do anything that may resemble anything close to it. So he's literally a puppet that De La Hoya controls at this point.
Schaefer can't buy any fishnets.
He can't. Well, I think he could, because
except
Oscar likes fishnets.
Except for the fact that he owns more shares in Golden Boy than Oscar does, and Oscar can't buy him out.
Does he?
The thing is,
Oscar's the majority owner.
Yeah, I like to see that
Oscar
article
has
now.
51%.
No, the thing is,
okay, I didn't.
Sorry.
To piggyback on Lim,
the majority. I thought the majority owner was AEG.
That's fair, but I mean, it doesn't change the fact. The only thing I'm interested in is who has more shares in between Oscar and Schaefer. That's all I want to know.
Lim, to piggyback on your point, the whole reason, and like when all that case information came out, because like the lawyer that De La Hoya hired is like he's the Debo of that legal world out there, and that's why that everything happened so quick. It was like back to back, a couple with Schaefer resigning, and then like the couple suits, and like they're gonna sit down and take statements. Everything went quick, and the reason that they did, and to back you up for why they're saying that he can't do anything that goes against De La Hoya's interest until his contract expires. Yeah. And of course, unless there's a buyout, is because of that fiduciary duty type of thing where CEOs have to act in the best interest of their company. And De La Hoya argued that he's basically letting people fight on Golden Boy cards for years without being Golden Boy fighters. And they're prepared to basically step out and build without him. And they're basically setting up a takeover from within to a new company.
Okay, I want to make a point about like Schaefer and his shares. Could you guys not see maybe them coming to an agreement where he gives some of his shares up for like a cut of the years and the no compete clause? So maybe he gives up 20% of the shares he owns, and then he's not allowed to non-compete only for maybe a year. I'm sure they're probably working.
And there's
on
always a buyout. There's always a buyout. Like I work in investment banking, and a big banker might leave and have a no compete for a year or something like that. A company could always buy out if it's mutually agreed.
Yeah, but that's true.
Arbitration suit is preventing that. The arbitration suit for what is it, $55 million or whatever it is. Isn't that kind of a tactic to offset that?
No, but that's just a number. But what buyouts are obviously agreed upon and negotiated to a lesser rate a lot of times. But the point is, buyouts obviously do happen, but they don't happen if the guy that you're selling or the guy that you're cutting his years off of that no compete is going to go to another company that rivals your own company and has more assets than you do. You catch my drift? I mean, if I'm Oscar De La Hoya, I don't cut any years off of that no-compete because I know he's going to Al Heyman the very moment that he gets out of there. And we all know Al Heyman has more fighters than Golden Boy, so why would you relinquish that?
Oh yeah, I'm just saying there's always a buyout possibility. If I'm Oscar,
there is. But
if I'm Oscar, I don't take no amount of money, 100 million, 200
Me neither.
million. Yeah, because that might be the end of your whole company.
Exactly.
Yeah, Schaefer's too good.
I wouldn't do it. And honestly, another thing is, you guys remember when that first shit happened? They were talking about like Al Heyman was going to give some of his own fighters over to Oscar De La Hoya to cut those years off. I don't take that either. If he gives me like Danny Garcia and a couple of other fighters, fuck that. I'm not taking any years off of Schaefer's no compete clause. That's the only leverage that I have.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they could just find some other fighters on top of the fact there are certain styles that those guys, they're not invincible. Their stars aren't invincible either. I mean, Garcia Herrera showed that in spades.
Right. I don't know.
See the thing with Oscar De La Hoya, the thing I find interesting is he's came back from this in a big way. It was only a year ago where everybody was kind of questioning whether it was done in boxing and that Al Heyman was the one in control and Richard Schaefer was on the up and they were controlling everything. And now look at it, the roles have been reversed. Heyman's having a bad time at the moment. His cards suck. Schaefer is out of the boxing business altogether. Oscar De La Hoya is back on HBO. He's fucking on both networks. His stable's growing, he's back.
Wait. You're saying Oscar's back?
Yeah, he's back.
What the fuck has he done?
He's put fucking Richard Schaefer out of business. That's what he's done.
He got rid of his best asset. I mean, was it good house cleaning? Yes, but that goes against, the growth of his own business. Like, what has he done in the past year? What has Golden Boy done?
No, basically, he's got to show out. You're 100% right, Lim. Like, he's got to put some some show behind the talk. Like, you're talking about Garcia Pacquiao, Canelo Cotto, HBO. Make it happen, and then
that's what I'm saying. And let me say one more thing before. No. Let me say one more thing before I let you go, Chu. Like, what Oscar De La Hoya did to get rid of Schaefer is great. It's like getting rid of that toxic girlfriend, but that girlfriend was like everything that made you like happy or everything that made you like feel good, and that's what Schaefer is. Schaefer is the reason why Golden Boy got as big as it did. And did Oscar need to let him go? Of course he did, but it's also like you're starting from scratch. You're starting from nothing now.
No, I disagree completely. I think Richard Schaefer is a banker. Oscar De La Hoya picked him out of obscurity. He made Richard Schaefer who he is, and in return, Richard Schaefer made the company bigger. But let me just say this. You say that he's like a toxic girlfriend, or Schaefer is.
Yeah.
But he was a drug addict, Oscar De La Hoya. He was on cocaine. Could you imagine being on cocaine, like, the whole fucking time, and knowing that Richard Schaefer, the guy who's meant to be your best fucking friend, is signing all these fighters for another guy, and you know the eventual plan is to fucking put you out of the business after you brought him in. He's fucking working behind your back.
But let me ask.
But true, that's exactly why he was able to get this locked down. It's because he was able to prove that and show that.
Exactly.
Like, people give Oscar shit about being a cokehead and all that stuff. His job wasn't to run the day-to-day. When you're a CEO, and that's why I bring up fiduciary duty, your job is to work for the best interest of the company. That's not De La Hoya's job. De La Hoya is to be the face and to basically be like the engine or whatever. But Richard Schaefer is the one who's supposed to be acting in that way. And you're right. It seemed like he was colluding with somebody to set something up down the road. And that's why he got shut down. And that's why as soon as De La Hoya lawyered up, that whole Schaefer shit stopped real quick, and Floyd went from "I'll never work with Golden Boy again" to working with him a month later.
because the thing I say is this is like Oscar De La Hoya hasn't done anything this year. Name me how many cards have Golden Boy promoted this fight? Like solely Golden Boy fights.
Nothing good.
It was Canelo Lara, I think, the 2 Canelo cards, and that's it. So what else has he done?
It's not that he doesn't have anybody left, because Eddie Gomez is a very valuable person and a respected person in the boxing world. I don't think this year is kind of a wash, because the way it all happened during the year, and it looks like Heyman is pretty much just running out whatever, and he has and De La Hoya has no say over it. I think you judge De La Hoya and what he's going to do next year, which sucks because as boxing fans, it's a lost year. And we got these shitty fights that we got all year on Showtime. But,
I just think, by the way, the guys in the Mixer chat are they're giving us a hard time saying this is all speculation. You're right, this is all speculation, but I'll tell you one thing I'm not speculating on. Oscar was on coke. And he did kick Schaefer out of the business.
Schaefer resigned,
and he's back. He's fucking back. I'm happy because I know that Oscar De La Hoya's got his fucking heart in the right place for boxing. I know it's not about the money for him. He's probably got enough. He just wants to fucking make the best fights. How is that not a good thing? Why can't I not talk about that? That's a fucking great thing. And
it's because he hasn't done anything yet.
But we got to see it first. You know what? Make Garcia Pacquiao, make Canelo Cotto, and then we'll say it's a good thing.
This guy is like fucking Moses. He's parting the Red Sea. You know what I mean? He's leading the path to fucking HBO.
Yeah, he green-lighted D-Hop to go over to HBO, but it's not to fight Aram guy. He's fighting, Sergey, who's the main event. Yeah. We still haven't seen Aram and De La Hoya do a thing.
Yep.
But we can move on if there really is any other news, because,
And the other thing that worries me is that Heyman's stable is so much bigger than De La Hoya's now. I mean, I can't name more than 20 fighters that are solely signed to Golden Boy off the top of my head. So, that's just where I look at it. It's fine. Oscar did a lot of good house cleaning, but he also lost most of the things in his house over to Al Heyman. So, that's the residual effects of that.
We're going to see if Heyman can get those dates. and if his big stars would be able to make enough money to be on those FS1 or whatever cards he's supposedly getting.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't, and Espinoza decides, he needs De La Hoya, then there could be a little balance of power. Like, you know what, Heyman, now you got to work with me too. It's not you just dictating everything.
You know what, Kev? You know what, Lim? I think we're spoiling these fans by talking about this interesting topic. I think we're spoiling them. Let's talk about fucking the Finland card. Richard Aprile versus Edis Tatley.
Yeah.
Did you see that fight, guys?
Yep.
What a fight!
Fucking fight of the year candidate.
Hey, cue the crickets.
I know you guys got the undercard. Eva Wallström versus Helena dos Santos. Did you see that fight?
Crickets, Cam.
I can't even find the crickets. Where are they?
Yeah, I mean, so what people in the chat would rather talk about the epilogue, right? The Mayweather-Maidana epilogue.
Man. That's all speculation. We can't.
Sorry, guys. Anything business-related, it just goes over the heads of all of our listeners, huh?
Alright, let me take the reins. Chad, are you still there?
Yeah.
Alright, Chad, anything else before we let you go?
Yeah, wouldn't, sorry to go back to that topic again, but...
No, you can't go back to it, Chad. You can't go back to it. You have to give us a different topic.
For punishment. Let's go back to it.
If Floyd, doesn't basically do business with Golden Boy, doesn't Golden Boy have those two Mexican holidays, locked in? Doesn't that mean Canelo could take it maybe next year? Those two, the September date and May 5th date?
I remember reading an article that Canelo wants the May date.
Yeah, but no, Golden Boy doesn't have sole control of the May date. Anybody can fight on that.
Anybody can, exactly. Anybody can fight whenever the hell they want.
Yeah, should me and you, we can fight on that date if we want to. I mean, there's no one specifically tied.
People would pay to see that shit.
And in the past, there were times where Top Rank actually had a competing fight on either of those dates. Usually, especially September, because that was the real holiday that actually gets celebrated in Mexico.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo is primarily only celebrated in Pueblo, not in the whole country.
But Chad, we're going to let you go, but thanks for calling, Chad.
Appreciate it, guys. Y'all take care.
Yep.
Peace, take care. Leon, yes. you wanted to mention a fight quickly that you saw on the weekend. I personally didn't see it, but go ahead, Leon.
I'm never sure how to pronounce it. Is it Munachu?
It actually looks like someone's trying to spell MVQ, but they're fucked up with the typing.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking. Let's call him MVQ from now on. Yeah. That was a great... I like that guy. I like him. He's a good fighter.
So give us a breakdown. What weight is he at and stuff?
He's cruiserweight. He fights off back foot, southpaw, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, he beat Eddie Chambers a few months back.
Yeah, he schooled Eddie Chambers. But he had a complete shutout, and I think he could win a world title at cruiserweight. I think he'd beat Marco Huck now. He's a little guy, though. He's quite short, muscly guy. But, yeah, he's a great fighter. Yeah. I think it was on NBC or something
the thing
in the
is,
States, wasn't it?
He uses that... Yeah, exactly. It was on regular NBC. Matter of fact, it was on at 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But I mean, we need more fights like that, especially. I mean, even if it's like guys that aren't well known, just fucking throw some fights on, man. Saturday afternoon, perfect
great
time.
Fight.
But yeah, he does pretty good though. I mean, especially for somebody that's that short, he's one of those guys that uses his shortness to his advantage. He makes himself a really small target, and then he just kind of explodes out of it into big punches. So he does a good job.
Yeah, he's a good fighter.
So I'm just looking at his box rack. So he's a South African. He's southpaw, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll definitely go back and check that out. I just had a bit.
Yeah, good fight. Watch it. Yeah, good fight.
Definitely go back. Let's kind of move on to upcoming week's fights. A bit weak again this week, to be honest. Unless you guys have any news you want to talk about. I watched the epilogue on Sunday, and not really worth talking about, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys have got any thoughts about it. Nothing.
I've got 1 point.
Go ahead, Leo.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm a Floyd hater. So I'll tell you that straight away. But why are you letting your daughter just hang around with all your whores? That's my problem. What is wrong with you? I just it was really weird. Just like his daughter was hanging out there with all those broads. I could at the front in the. Where's his? Does she even know which one's her mum?
Well, isn't that a point that Floyd made up though, saying that?
Apparently, that's one of the reasons he's getting rid of
Ellaby, because Ellaby fucked up the seating or something, and she wasn't sat with the mother and stuff like that.
Well, as long as he is disappointed in that, that's fine. That's all I wanted to get off my chest.
Floyd didn't like that. Don't worry.
Good. All right.
If you want to know which one her mother is, just look it up. Her mother had 3 different domestic violence cases against Floyd.
Exactly. Sorry.
Yo, I was surprised that the epilogue actually showed like Malignaggi and stuff complaining about the holding, and it wasn't as one-sided as I thought. Like, they would show the holding, but then they'd show Maidana with the bite. Like, they showed things that went both ways. I was surprised. It was a very impartial.
I liked
epilogue.
when they cut to the tape of Malignaggi and he's got his phone and he's just there tweeting. It's like, are you watching the fight? Are you on Twitter? What the fuck? You're supposed to be a commentator.
It's because he calls himself the social media king. So he freaking. I remember he tweeted supposedly during his fight too.
In between rounds or something.
What was that guy's name?
I can't remember, but I know you're talking about.
The European guy. I can't think of his name now.
The one that Brook fought.
Sinchenko?
The one. Yeah, exactly. Him.
Okay.
Sinchenko. There we go. Yeah.
I think that's bullshit though.
Basically from his corner saying like, "Hey, how did I look that round?"
The social media king. But yeah, anything else, guys, in that epilogue that you guys noticed?
I didn't watch it. Was it good?
I didn't think it was that good.
Nah, it was trash.
It was alright, man.
It's
Honestly,
the same shit.
I just hate all access.
I mean, it's one of those things. If you like all access. Yeah.
I hate the narrator. I hate the fucking shitty ass dubstep music they play after every fucking episode. It's cheesy, man. I don't like the production value. But
I didn't even watch episode 3.
I
watched 1 and 2
because I thought we were gonna get the beef, the beef with Ellerby and Floyd and everything, and so it's like when it didn't come on right away, I was like, all right, maybe they're gonna show it at the end. So I got suckered into watching the whole show, and then they never showed it. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't like him, man. You like those ratchet drama videos, man.
I love reality TV. Loving hip hop, loving Long Beach, New York.
It wasn't the
shit.
chicks fighting,
all that
though,
shit.
Bruce.
Oh my god.
But there was no. I don't know. I thought they were going to show the backstage beef. I should have known it wasn't going to happen as soon as Carcino told everybody, wait for all access. You're going to see what went down. You're going to see Floyd in a way you never seen, screaming on people. So I should have known right there. He got it wrong, so it wasn't going to happen.
Shit, did we even touch upon Alex Ariza yet?
No, but if you want to, go ahead. I know he signed a 2-year contract. Like, Beeb did specify that it's a no-compete contract, that if you work with him, if he works with Mayweather, he only works with Mayweather for the duration of the time.
So
Beeb did it
probably going to work with all the
TMT.
Yeah. Sure. What about other TMT fighters?
Oh,
Who gives a shit? They fucking suck.
They get caught for enough drugs.
I imagine. Exactly. Yeah, I imagine Mayweather's going to have him on all of them. You know what I mean?
I think Alex Ariza will give them the little kick that they need.
Literally, or through the shakes.
Yeah, literally.
We're gonna see Love come out with.
That's the thing. Ariza's good at his job, man. Ariza's good at, in my opinion, Ariza's good at his job. I think he might actually improve some of those guys. He might get them a little bit better prepared.
Yeah.
Love's already looking forward to the FOTY chin. I heard Love is already getting an upgraded chin. So you never know, man. He might walk through punches like he's Froch.
Well, if you saw the picture of Ariza and Heredia were hanging out in Floyd's gym together.
Oh shit.
And they got pictures all out there, and Heredia said, don't worry, Alex is doing all the work, not me. I mean, I got no issues with it. I think, fuck it. You're in there, you're in there. If you don't test positive, you don't test positive. My whole problem is, for about 6 years now, every time Ariza worked out with somebody, all the Flomos came out saying he's dirty, he's on PEDs, he's dirty. And as soon as Floyd works with him, it's fine, you know?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I have absolutely no issue with Alex Ariza. You know, it's just the hypocrisy that attaches
that's
itself
exactly me
behind
too.
it. Like, I have no problem with Ariza. I mean, I know the whole Ariza shake thing. It's a good joke and all, but like everyone, you know, drinks, you know, like after workout, post workout, pre workout supplements to the shake. I mean, everyone does it.
And my thought
okay,
on
I mean,
those
just look at his
shakes
track record. I mean, he's had one guy out of what, a dozen that's failed a test, which is Rios.
And he failed the test for those pre-workout shakes, and that's only because he took them on the night of the fight, and you're not allowed to take them the night of the fight.
Yeah.
But you can take them through training, you know?
Yep.
And the reason why he didn't want to tell nobody what's in the shakes is because I really feel, in my opinion, from what I've heard about the guys, he just don't want people knowing that, like, they're paying for a guy who's giving them $40 GNC shakes. It's not like he's doing anything special. You know what I mean?
I agree, but I heard that he's going to sue Freddie Roach and he's definitely going to win, from what I'm hearing.
From who?
From what I'm hearing. I've got my sources. I don't want to reveal them.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
He's got a defamation suit, but the defamation suit isn't going to be helped out by right after he files it, Rios tests positive. Like, that's not a good look.
But the thing is, he needs to be able to show damages in order to win that.
Yeah, he has to show. Yeah, he has to show that it hurt his career. And since Roach made those comments, he went to work for the best gym in the world at Garcia's gym, and now with the best fighter in the world. So I don't know if it necessarily hurt his career.
But the thing is, like, Freddie Roach basically accused Alex Ariza of giving Manny Pacquiao those special shakes. So
he didn't accuse. He said he gave him shakes and he wouldn't tell me what was in them. But that's all semantics. We get. Who cares?
Yeah.
Guys, let's move on because
yeah,
I just want to quickly talk about a fight that was announced at the start of last week on the undercard of Fury and Chisora at the XL in London. We are going to be hopefully blessed with Chris EubankJr versus Billy Joe Saunders. I say hopefully because with the Frank Warren's track record, you won't be surprised if this was just a stunt just to get a few more tickets sales, and then later one of them magically gets injured and pulls out of the fight. It wouldn't put it past
well,
me.
Cam, how many fighters have pulled out of a Fury fight in the last 2 years? Everyone?
Exactly.
He got no luck.
That's the issue. So hopefully the fight will go ahead. But Chew, if this fight happens, Eubank and Billy Joe, how do you see it playing out, and who do you think would win?
I think Eubank beats him, knocks him out.
I agree. Nota, if you know anything about these two guys. Nota, you there?
Sorry, man, I was muted for a second. I'd take Eubank, man.
Okay.
Why?
Why? Because I think higher of him than I think of Billy Joe. I just think it's a different class level, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, just from what I've seen of
from
them,
what?
which
From knocking out
Eurobums.
Knocking out Eurobums.
That is the thing. Ari is right. Ari is right. Like Billy Saunders has tested himself, and Chris Eubank hasn't. But I've said it in previous shows that, like, when Eubank does attack and when he is on, when he goes for it, like, he looks special. And I think against Billy Joe, he'll start off like going for it, and I think it'll be a good fight, hopefully. But Ari, what do you think?
Oh no, I can look special versus an imported European.
No, I don't know.
Come on, Ari. BGS has got that George Groves stamina.
Someone give me the line on a Latvian and I'll show you how to put in work.
Hey. You can't even change your smoke alarm battery, man. You ain't going to beat no Latvian out.
But man, I'm going with Saunders' decision, man. I like Saunders. He's beaten half legit guys compared to Eubank, and I think he'll box an outside decision him.
Okay. Leon?
Yeah, I got Eubank in 5. He'll knock him out.
Wow.
Yeah. A lot of people go for Eubank. I'm surprised,
genetics.
You know? I'm surprised.
He's got that power. He's got that power's real.
Definitely.
And Billy Joe doesn't have power.
Exactly, man. That genetics, that's what freaking Chavez Jr. pretty much ended. That's pretty much what Chavez Jr. ended Sergio Martinez's career with.
I do think he has power, but I don't think he has stamina. I think he gasses. He's got that George Groves stamina.
Which one? Who are you talking about?
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe.
Yeah, he's got that weird flabby body. Doesn't like
Weird flabby body.
I like Billy Joe, but I'm a Eubank fanboy from way back. You know, I'm on the Eubanks. I love the Eubanks.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think he knocks him out.
Dan, you've probably not seen much of these guys, but you want to give an
No,
opinion?
I've seen Billy Joe. I saw him fight against that Emmanuel guy.
Yeah.
Right. I saw that fight, and I've seen Saunders. I mean, not Saunders, but Eubank. I've seen Eubank fight. What do you call it? Yeah, I mean, I think just based off the eye test, I mean, Eubank is obviously the more athletically superior fighter, but it all boils down to experience and stamina, right? So I'm picking Eubank though.
Okay.
By knockout.
Bruce?
Very big jumping class.
Bruce?
But who has Billy Joe fought?
He fought that European. He was undefeated before. He bought Ryder, who's a decent British guy, undefeated Fletcher, undefeated before. His last 4 fighters were undefeated, and they were all, I'd say, Euro level. But with Eubank, I just can't. If the guy's got a low output, he shows off in the ring, and he's just flexing on guys that they called last week.
I think he's I think he's not showing all his cards. I don't think he's showing everything he can do.
But
I think he's ready for that big fight, and he's just going to show us more. And just
like I said, I can't. I've always said it. Like until I see it, like you know what I mean. I can't.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I get it.
I'm not gonna.
I mean, it's kind of like it kind of reminds me of Groves DeGale. You know, everybody was favoring DeGale in that fight, and then Groves went in there and styled on him.
I wouldn't say he styled on him, to be honest.
And I've seen Chris EubankJr. spar Cal Froch, and I thought he'd done very well. So, if he's going to be fighting Billy Joe Saunders, if you're going to say that Billy Joe Saunders is going to win, that to me is saying that you think Billy Joe Saunders would also beat Cal Froch.
No.
But you don't you think?
Wow.
But you don't you think anybody?
Jesus Christ, true, man.
What the fuck just happened?
What?
Don't you think any decent boxer will look good against Froch? But somehow Froch always finds a way to win in the later rounds. You know, if Eubank is sparring him for 4, 5, 6 rounds, obviously he's gonna look good. But if in a real fight, you know, it'll be a different story.
Yo, Jack Captain in the chat says, I saw 30 seconds of edited Eubank camp footage. Come on, Chew. Listen, all I saw was enough.
Come on, Chew, man. I heard that Froch was that was when Froch was doing stamina training. And he was 10 rounds in. Eubank was fresh.
Yeah, and then I already got a quick session with Rachel too afterwards. Before that, so yeah, he was drained.
All right, okay, let's get a bet on the line then, eh?
Yeah, no.
Here we go.
What are you saying, Chew?
We need to put some money on this, do we?
How much?
All right, $20.
You need odds. Eubank's untested. You need to get good odds on that.
No, Eubank's favourite. Going by this show.
No, Billy Joe's favourite. You need
no,
odds.
going by this show, I'm the only one picking Saunders.
That's just us, though.
Somebody's getting shaky.
Yeah, but we're hard, man.
Money be your mouth is odds.
We're hardcore.
You're wavering.
No, I'm with you.
I just think I wouldn't bet on him knocking him out, but I think he will.
So you only want me to pay if he knocks him out?
Yeah, we'll go with that. Yeah.
Right.
And if Billy Joe wins in any way, I'll pay.
Okay.
You.
All right, deal.
But Billy Joe's a favourite, Chew. You're mugging us up. Okay, all right, I'll stay out of this.
Billy Joe's the favourite.
Yeah.
I haven't seen odds to say that.
It doesn't matter
I'm
who the
guessing
favourite
that's what the
is.
bookies are going to say.
For Chew, it doesn't matter who the favourite is. You know, he's going by his eye test.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. If Billy Joe is the favourite, then why is everyone on here apart from Murray picking Chris EubankJr?
Yeah, we're a very small group of people. I just think the bookies will make Billy Joe favourite. We'll see.
Wait, so you don't have any actual odds right now?
No, none at all. No, I'm just pulling that out of my arse.
Okay.
But we do tend to go against the grain, though, to be fair. So I think you might be right, though, Leo.
Yeah. We'll see. I'll check it out this week. Get back to you.
Dan didn't say his favourite word. Like, this is a very small sample size. Dan loves to say that word.
Yeah. No, I mean, the only thing I think Eubank will be the favorite just because of the name recognition, don't you think?
It's difficult because if you go on belts and stuff, like, yeah, Saunders has got the belt, so like a lot of odds companies always go for the titles. Oh, this guy's the champion, he's got this belt, he's got that belt, so maybe they will take Billy Joe as the favourite.
Okay.
Gotta beat the champ.
But Roos, did you say how you thought the fight was going to go?
For this one, for Billy Joe and Eubanks?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm still 50-50. You know, I like both of them, to be honest. I like both of them, and I can't decide.
Fair enough. Kev, do you know much about these guys? If you do, you got any comments about them? If you're there, Kev. Maybe Kev's gone. Let's move on to the coalition, the boxingcoalition.com prediction league. We started it last week. Sorry, you back, Kev? Hello?
All right. Yeah, that's my bad. My phone's coming in and out.
Okay. EubankJr versus Billy Joe Saunders. You know much about these guys? Nah,
not at all. You can move on.
Okay. That was some great airtime. The boxingcoalition.com rankings for the prediction league now. So, first place now, for the people that have signed in through Twitter, all it says is Twitter, and then like must be some unique reference number to your Twitter account. The guy who's joined first, we got Twitter 975, some more numbers, and Twitter 307, some more numbers, and Loch Ness. They are tied for first position. One thing you can do is if you go up to the right hand corner, click on where it says your name, and then go to edit profile, you can change your username. If the one that you choose is available, then you can just change it, so it just makes it a lot easier to kind of interact with people on Twitter when we know it's you. You can also change your picture as well and just add your own picture. We're only 1 week in, so it's not really got much to talk about. As for this week's predictions, we're going for the Arthur Abraham Paul Smith fight, Tavoris Cloud versus Arthur Bebetif, if I pronounce that properly.
Damn, Tavoris Cloud went from almost getting the Pascal fight to some guy you can't pronounce.
Well, the thing is, I looked up this guy. This is his 6th professional fight, but he's a decorated amateur. He's a decorated amateur.
This guy's real good. My boy told me he's
serious.
Real good. He's very tough. He got a good reputation.
He beat up Pascal in sparring as well.
Yeah, decorated amateur.
Didn't he beat Kovalev in the amateurs?
A lot of guys in sparring.
Yeah.
He beat Kovalev in the amateurs, right?
Did they not knock him out?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, was he the guy who knocked out Kovalev?
In the amateurs, I think he might have been, yeah.
Apparently this guy's got, Golovkin power.
This guy's a monster in sparring.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight. And
I'm staying up for this one.
The third fight to predict this week is the cruiserweight fight, Denis Lebedev versus another guy who I can't pronounce, Pavel Kolodzik. Did the 3 fights this week, so make sure you go to the website. If you haven't already signed up, sign up and just start predicting. Let's just give our opinion on these fights. Arthur Abraham, Paul Smith. I'm going for Paul Smith. I'm doing it, Ari. I'm repping my flag with this fight. Even though Paul Smith's a bit shit, to be honest. I've seen a big decline in Arthur Abraham, and I think he might be able to get like a split decision in Germany. I can see it happening. The Euros, like Kell Brook, we've been travelling and getting results, so maybe Paul Smith can do it. That's my 2 cents.
Hey, don't put my name alongside that pick, Cam.
You're not repping your flag this time.
I don't just rep it for the sake of repping it.
You should be ashamed, Harry. You should be ashamed.
Paul Smith I can't believe he's even got this shot. It's actually funny that he could be world champion before DeGale and Groves when they both knocked him out.
That's the way life goes sometimes, Harry. That's the way it happens. But
it's who you know, Harry, man.
Exactly.
I can't believe it. Yeah, he's obviously got Sauerland's got options if he does do it. And they most probably feed him to Groves after, innit?
Groves, yeah, I thought a Groves rematch, yeah.
But they're getting fed to someone.
Yeah, definitely. I still think Abraham's got enough in him to do it, because I've never been impressed with Smith, man. He's fragile, and since he got knocked out by Groves, he hasn't fought anyone. He's gone down that Gallagher route of matchmaking.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and I'm still going with Abraham late stoppage.
Okay, Chu, you got any thoughts?
Is it in Germany?
Yeah, it's in Germany. Kiel.
All right. I think Paul Smith on paper would probably win it. Would probably look like he's won it, but won't get the decision.
You think it's a German robbery?
It's been a while.
You know how we do.
It's been a while since we saw it, so I think it's going to make a comeback in this fight.
Okay, Leon?
Yeah, Abraham knocks him out.
Shit, I'm the only one repping my flag today.
Scouts. I don't include Scousers in that shit.
Yo, no. Now you give your real name away, you gotta be careful now. Everyone knows who Leon is.
They all know. Yeah. They all know what I think.
Roos?
I just don't see him. He's got the chin. He ain't got the chin.
Fair enough. Roos?
Yeah, Abraham, man. I don't think Smith is there quite yet. And to be honest, even for the next year and a half, 2 years, I just can't see any better improvement. He's just one of those boxers. I know I'm very hard on certain boxers just to kind of, the way I judge them, but just the level that they're on now, if they're not showing some sort of skill or something they could improve on, or something that they've got as a biggest tool, I just can't see Ian Smith. So I don't think he's there, even though Abraham is not the best in the division right now. I don't even think he's up to Abraham's level, so I can't see how he's going to do it.
You guys are making me doubt my prediction. I feel like changing now just so I don't get behind in the Coalition League. I don't want to get, don't want to lose the points.
See why you're picking him.
You're going to be calling the Prime Minister, mate.
Well, the Prime Minister is called Cam, so I'm calling myself. Dan, do you know much of these guys? If you do, if you got a prediction?
The only Paul Smith that I know is a fashion designer, so I'm going with Arthur Abraham.
Oh, you never watched Contender, Dan?
No. I don't watch reality TV.
Nota? Nikki?
I'm really curious as to why Moreno versus Payano is not on the prediction league.
Hey Nelson, we're talking about Smith versus Abraham.
I'm just making some shit known, but I got Abraham here, man. Abraham, the thing is, he'll probably get out boxed, and then he'll knock him out in like the 11th or some dumb shit. Because Abraham has no fucking output.
Noted, to answer your question, we only put people on the prediction league that's like 95% of the people might know.
So people don't know who Anselmo Moreno is.
5% know them people.
Who? What weight's that?
He's better than everybody on the league right now.
What weight is this guy?
Doesn't matter.
118.
Is he a boxer?
He's the bantamweight champion, man. He was the one that fought Mares a couple years ago. People were saying that he was going to whip Mares' ass, and then Mares upset.
Is that the one who Mares did a Salido on?
No, that was Agbeco, man. Moreno was the one that he beat down on Darchinian, and people were expecting him to whip on Mares too, but Mares upset the odds in that one. But
yeah, you have to
go figure, I guess.
I think you have to talk to Mal about that one.
Don't know the guy.
No homo.
Nicky's trying to bring some unknowns into the Boxer Coalition, the Prediction League. Sorry.
I don't see how they're fucking unknowns. Moreno's an actual super champion. None of these other niggas is.
Yeah, but like no one watches him. Like, what channel is this gonna be on, Nicky? Do I have to watch some? Fox Sports 1, Fox Deportes.
We don't have that
easy
over
access.
Here, man.
We don't have Fox Sports in the UK.
Telefortuna.
You guys don't have HBO or Showtime over there, do you?
No, but Box Nation and Sky Sports
get them
the fights
up.
I barely watch streams these days. Mine's all HD legit. No time, man. Come on. But anyway.
Well, I mean, I'm not. Well, in the US ain't getting no Abraham Paul Smith fight. I can tell you that right now.
Nah, they're getting on Wealth TV, most probably.
Are they? Are we? I know Kevin would know because I know he's got Wealth. I don't got it.
Yeah, I would have to check.
Stop slacking, Kevin. You better find out for now. No, I'm joking.
Wealth still ain't accepting any new...
Wealth doesn't put it out no advertisements. That shit just shows up all of a sudden.
Okay,
but I got Abraham in a split decision robbery, Dutch German style.
Yeah. Just.
It's gonna be a close fight, I think. Though I think that's gonna be a close fight because Abraham, I think, like in his age, I think most of these guys, he's gonna barely be able to get rid of or defeat by decision, whatever it's gonna be.
Noto, you're picking Marino, right? Yeah.
Against Payano, yeah.
By stoppage?
Nah. Payano's actually he's a pretty good fighter.
For everyone thinking, why is Ari asking no to these questions? Ari's got a little.
Oh yeah, Ari's always asking me about that
Ari's
stuff.
got a little prediction league going on with one of his forums, and any of the fights he never knows, he always asks Nota. You need to step up your game, Ari, and watch these fights. You can't always copy his answers, you know, and like the kid in school.
I have to stop, you know, because he gave me another bad one last week, you know, Camp.
So you just stop asking him then.
He told me Mendoza would do it.
No, I think you should go with your own.
What are you talking about? You mean I told you Garcia would do it because Mendoza actually did?
Yeah, you told me Garcia would do it. That's it.
Yeah. Well, Mendoza was off for like 15 months, man. What do you expect? You expect me to favor a guy that?
Why are you telling me to pick him then?
That is a bad pick there, Nota. Are you doing it on purpose so he loses?
No. See, Garcia was a former world champion. Mendoza hadn't fought in 15 months, and even before that, he only fought once in like 2 years. I mean, who are you going to favor in that fight?
I think if Ari and Naoto was fighting, I think Naoto would be setting up good traps for Ari, man, and Ari would just fall through it, man.
Like a sucker.
Hey, but I'm going to have to go in a minute, guys. I just want to let people know if they have BN Sports Espanol, which is the same channel that Salido Terdsak was on. So, whatever you got to do to find it, internet-wise or whatever, is Omar Chavez versus Ramon Alvarez, the brothers of, the Chavez and the Alvarez clans. So I think that should be a good fight, even though it's not outright elite level boxing. It should be fun to watch.
I wonder if Lim's gonna watch those.
Probably.
Yeah, not. Lim's all about the Alvarezes.
I'm sorry, what happened?
your idol's brother's fighting, I think.
Who? What's his name? Ricardo.
Ramon Alvarez.
Ramon?
No, Ramon, the other one, and not Rigo either. Not Rigoberto, the other one. The other one.
What weight class?
140. It's him and Omar Chavez, or 147 rather.
Oh shit. Okay. Who's he fighting?
Omar Chavez, man. Julio's brother.
Oh, I got Omar Chavez. Easy money.
Yeah, I got him there too.
Yeah, Chavez is better, man.
Oh yeah, nothing for something in the chat. You just mentioned Ricardo Mayorga and Sam Peter are back in action too.
Who's Sam Peter fighting?
I don't know.
Hey, nothing for something. Who's? Give us their opponents.
He's fighting some dude named Ron Aubrey.
That was the perfect time for the Who's Next soundbite.
Who's next? Who next?
And Mayorga's fighting his demons.
I'm just waiting to see if Mayorga hits somebody in the spine again.
Why? Nothing for something. Why do you say I'd give Susie Colbert a mustache ride? What is that? What is that in regards to?
You can't do that. Nothing for something didn't say that, man. Come on, Dan.
I swear he did. He did. Yeah, he did. He said that 3 minutes ago. I swear, look it up.
Okay, let's move on. Nota, you gotta go, yeah?
Yeah. I'm finna leave. You got anything to ask me real quick?
No, that's it, man. Thanks for calling.
Alright, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Kev, what do you think of this Cloud fight versus this decorated amateur?
I'm going with the guy we can't pronounce.
I'm going for him as well, you know.
It's going to be a stoppage. TKO.
Tarvors is a bum, man.
I think it'll be a corner stoppage.
Cloud's one of those guys, he's a good guy to lose. Just good enough to lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, he belongs in the ring, but he's only good enough to lose. He ain't never going to win.
That's a good description, man. That's a good description.
It's like a live sparring partner.
Well, like Soto Carras.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nah, that's doing Soto Carras a big disservice, man.
Yeah, it's true. At least Soto Carras is Birdo.
Honestly, you know when people use a description one-dimensional? Like, literally, Tarvors is one-dimensional. All he has is that right hand. That's it.
Yeah,
that's the only dimension that he has.
You don't move any other way to walk you into it.
Yeah. He's awful, man. He's such a fucking bum. That's honestly why I'm picking Kovalev over B-Hop, because B-Hop's previous 3 opponents have been all against bums.
Oh, so you're picking Kova?
Yeah, absolutely. Kovalev?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Cam.
I'm gonna go for B-Hop.
But how though? Like I said, just based on activity. I mean, even if Kovalev doesn't land that many punches, like, you don't think he can win just based off activity?
It's a difficult one because we don't really see Kova go later into the rounds. Like, he might start gassing later on, and also I think he'll get frustrated. I think B-Hop will frustrate him early in maybe the 4th, 5th, 6th round up to that point, and then Kova will maybe like not concentrate on his defense as much, and B-Hop might catch him a few times.
Okay, I mean, I get that, but I mean, like, sure, he may frustrate him for the first half of the fight, but if Kovalev is out landing, I mean, even in that, even in instances of like the early rounds of the Shumenov fight, and even against that Iranian dude, I mean, just based on activity, if you just throw enough punches, I think you can win rounds against.
Yeah, that Marat fight makes me think I should pick Kovalev, to be honest, because
Danny, you're not
me that fight. And Marat got knocked out. Like,
Marat,
cleverly, like, son that guy.
Danny, you're not a little bit concerned about Kovalev's first time on a big stage where it was built up, for a fight with B-Hop, and he looked a little shaky in the first 2 rounds and got knocked down and all that?
Yeah, but Kev, I don't think that's that big of a fight, man. I mean, it's in the same place that he's fought in his 2 previous fights, right?
Yeah, but this time there was a super fight. Well, as big a fight as he's been in on the line, and he came in with that pressure that, he got to win to get the big fight. And he just didn't. I mean, it doesn't bother me because he bounced back and destroyed him like he was supposed to. But, it's just that's the worst I've seen him look. And it was those first 2 rounds, it looked like he kind of froze up.
Yeah, that was a trip, though.
He stepped on his foot, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, stepped on his foot and then punched him. Everyone's going to fall over.
I don't know. I just think no 50-year-old human being should be boxing. I can't imagine how
Agreed.
I can't imagine how weak his stomach may be. Like I can't imagine like me punching a 50-year-old in the stomach as hard as I can and him not just falling over. Like that's just a really crude, rudimentary logic that I'm going to.
Kovalev's the headhunter, isn't he? He doesn't do enough body work.
No, but that's where I disagree. Like, Leon, I think Kovalev does a pretty good job in mixing up his punches. I mean,
he's going to need to in this fight.
He knocked out Agnew in the 8th round with that jab to the body. The guy goes to the body. Even against Cleverly. Cleverly's a bum, but, I mean, what set up all the head punches were all the body work that he did in the first 3 rounds of the fight. So
yeah, but Dan, he should have got Agnew out a lot sooner. He should have made that adjustment about going to the body a lot sooner.
Again, Cam, Agnew is that Abraham style of defense. You're not going to get those guys out there that early.
And you say Cleverly's a bum, but he's, in all honesty, better than B-Hop's last 3 opponents.
That's true.
Fair.
In my mind.
Fair.
So that's more to your point, Lynn. Like, he's fighting better guys and being more impressive.
I mean, I just don't see it. Like, what is B-Hop gonna do? Like, sure, he may catch Kovalev with a lot of straight right hands, but is that gonna keep Kovalev off of him? Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is Kovalev has to be a fucking fraud for me to like. If Kovalev loses to B-Hop, he's a fraud in my opinion. Because no one in their prime who's supposed to be a good fighter, a top 5 fighter at their division, should lose to a 50-year-old man. It just shouldn't be happening. It's unacceptable, man.
No, you're right. But I'm with you. I think Kovalev does. I think he does beat him and stops him late.
It's like, can you imagine like fucking some NBA dude losing to Michael Jordan when he's 50? Like, come on, dude. That can't be happening. But I don't know.
For some reason, all the guys I talk to in boxing, like, all are picking B-Hop. All of them.
Who, though?
Not that I talk to everybody, but, like, the trainers that come into the gyms at Freeport and everything that's all predicted, like Algieri.
Me too,
That's why they've all lost money on B-Hop over the years, isn't it? He's always snatching your money.
But for me, Kev, I know this is going to be kind of racist again, but the gym I go to, it's all Puerto Rican and black people, so they're all picking B-Hop. Like,
yeah, but these are all white trainers.
Okay, that's fair.
And then the one ex-boxer I talked to, I freaking damn, I can't. His name skips me. I talked to Cam about it. He said he fought both of them, and he said B-Hop easy.
Yo, but honestly, Kev, like I really don't take too much weight into what boxers say about.
Me neither.
Yo,
I'm saying.
Honestly, they're not that
like,
good.
You never laced up the gloves.
Exactly, they're not that good. They're not that much smarter than. Well, I know for a fact they're not as smart as we are. So,
yeah,
I mean, why
it's like they always get a shit on basketball. Like when they go to Skip Bayless, you never played basketball. How are you gonna say it? He's like, well, all the best GMs in the NBA never played basketball, and they're the best. And Michael Jordan was the best ever, and he's the worst GM. Like, so, yeah. To your point, I agree with you.
And again,
Kovalev should not be losing this fight.
It's just like the way the human anatomy. Like when you reach a certain age, you can't take the same amount of punishment as you can when you're younger. Like I just can't imagine Kovalev hitting B-Hop with a flush shot and then not impacting him in a very, very negative way. You know, like your reflexes, obviously your reflexes go first, but I'm just saying, like, your resistance to punches, like, that shit has to go away at some point, you know?
And these last three fights are the first time you've ever seen Hopkins really kind of have that flab and be soft and not have any back muscles. And, like, it's got to go. I don't care how well you treat your body. You can't fight time. Like, it just happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a tough fight. I mean, because even if, like, would you guys give credit to Kovalev if he beats Hopkins? Like, how much credit? Because I honestly, I don't give him too much credit if he beats him. If he knocks him out in like 3 rounds, and I'll give him credit. But I don't know. To me, this is like
if he knocks him out, I will. Because no one's ever knocked out Hopkins. You know what I mean? So
yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I just, it's just, I think it's kind of sad, dude, in boxing where we're talking about a guy who's 50 years old. It's like, shit is like WWE shit, man.
No, he's just an alien, man.
He's not. He's not an alien.
He is, man.
No, he isn't.
He came down around Roswell.
Okay,
yeah.
let's get off the alien talk and get to the chat box shout out. Casual fan, Monocle 78, who's also on the line, Leon. Me, TBE Chef, diehard casual fan, Star of Paragon, Jack Captain, Ari Gold, Nesmatic, Ray Gamboa, Joe Said It's True, Antonio, Jose, Semtex, MV Chew, Johnny 86, Nothing for Something, Nota, Dunkfire, Mongo Sled, Josh Said 334, Panama Sid, Nick G, Black Ski Mask Joe, King J87, what up King J, Host Layer Dwyer, Hamada UK, and one guest. Guys, thanks for being on the call today. We'll be back next week. Not much to talk about, but we'll still be back. Make sure you put your predictions into the boxingcoalition.com. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
Kimo got this Boxing Coalition shit going on.
Who the fuck is Ringside Rob?
I'm Ringside Robert, guys.
If you're a casual fan, go fuck yourself, man.
Daniel, don't take the backseat of the car while you're driving, though. That could be dangerous.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
You can't come at the Lebanese prince.
Hey, I'm the Arab prince, motherfucker, so I can talk whatever I want, yeah?
I'm never surprised with anything Bob Arum says. I just hope he dies soon.
Do you want to be entertained, or you want to see the best fight?
Both.
Yeah,
oh,
both.
Shit, you just want it all, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's what casual fans want.
Fuck you, man.
You used all your bandwidth this month on the Boxing Coalition. That's what that was.
Hey, come on, man. Don't be jealous, man.
I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. Fuck that shit. I'm jealous.
How about you tell us what you ate for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.